Hello, everybody. Everybody, hello. What is going on? I am Sean MacIntyre, and today we are going to do something a little bit different than what we normally do on Wednesdays, which is when we typically, review and critique subscriber copy. Today, instead, I actually want to give you an over-the-shoulder look at how I actually write emails. Like, over the course of the next 2 hours, you're going to see me talk about, introduce you to, research, and go from blank page, like I don't have any copy in my head whatsoever, to actually sending out an email to thousands of people. Like you're going to see the whole process, soup to nuts, all that fun stuff. Why don't I just sort of get started with a fairly simple spiel, a copy spiel. If this were like a planned and like polished presentation, if I were good at this YouTube thing, I'd be like, there's one type of copy that's better than any other type of copy. It's the easiest to learn and it makes you the most money. And in fact, you can get retainer clients for 3,000, 5,000, even $10,000. And like, yeah, that's all like true, but it's not true for most people. And in fact, like email copywriting, like it can be really liberating, but it can also be very limiting in some ways because if you get hired as an email marketer, in all likelihood, they're probably not going to tap you, for example, to write like landing pages, for example. And you could probably get paid a lot more to write landing pages for businesses. And so, like with everything in life, everything is a sort of Faustian bargain. You have to go in kind of knowing the pros and cons of stuff. Um, but one of the advantages of email marketing in particular is that emails are short. You can read several hundred of them in a single day and get a lot of like the tropes and the patterns and the tendencies in that kind of copy in your brain and then execute it fairly well, as opposed to like long form direct response sales letters, which like maybe you could read one per day. They are just longer. This is a very practical consideration you need to make. I'm going to talk briefly, as I already have started, about why marketing via email is actually a good idea and why you want to do it. Just for context, copy that. We have a fairly small email list. We haven't really done a whole lot of work to grow it. Like we don't really do any lead gen campaigns or anything like that. Almost all the people on our email list come to us organically via, clicking on the link in the description below our videos. And I started sending to this list on Sunday. And as I'll explain, I haven't been sending lists. I've been sending like actual value emails, like emails that are fairly lengthy and try to teach a thing. So if you've been on the email list, you have been getting exclusive lessons from me since Sunday. And since Sunday, I've also been including like little like, hey, P.S. By the way, we're doing a Black Friday thing. That's what I'm trying to teach you this particular week. And since we started this campaign, just in Sunday, off of 3 emails so far, we've generated about $2,655. Not bad. Not bad at all. And because this is, we don't really push courses too often. And we definitely don't promise very much. And one of the reasons why like this is done so I think fantastically well, in fact, it's generated nearly 10% of all the net revenue we've ever done selling courses, is because we just don't market to our email list very often. And one of the reasons why I decided to start with value as opposed to starting with lifts, I'll explain what those are shortly, um, is because I actually think that people signing up to that particular list, it's a covenant. And it's my responsibility as a course creator and educator to try to provide as much value up front, especially for people that can't afford to buy the things that we're making. So that's kind of where we're at. Where can we subscribe to this list? Like I said, there are links down in the description below, but if you go to www.copythatshow.com, you will find it. And you'll get a 21-day free course. And that's just really like some of our best videos sort of stacked in a sequence that makes sense for beginners, but also we're eventually going to rejigger that and add more stuff. Yeah, listen, as I'm going to explain, if you cannot afford our stuff, don't buy our stuff. We make the free stuff to help you get to the point where you can afford our stuff. That's why we're doing this. So another reason why we market via email is simply because, listen, it's a really good return on investment. We haven't spent any money on lead gen. And just as I showed you, in 3 days, we've generated about $600 per day from sales, just from marketing to a list that we barely ever market to. So that's one reason to market via email. Another reason too is, it's still one of the most lucrative marketing channels out there. And as I said before, it's easier to learn the tropes, the trappings, the skills you need to write a decent email, especially the certain types of emails I'm going to introduce you to, than, learning how to, I don't know, set up a billboard campaign or make a commercial or, create a landing page or something like that. Yeah. So this is something you also have to be watch out for. This is one of the drawbacks of sending out marketing emails, which is in the past few days. And here I can even show you. These are our results from the campaign. So this is the first email that I sent. This was the subject line: "The Blackest Fridays is coming for you this week." Just because I'm having fun. The open rate was 30%. The click-through rate was 16%. And just from the start, I'm just having fun with this. That's clearly signaling that this is not going to be a marketing email. This is just, it's going to be fun. It's going to be value driven. And here I'm actually teaching people what Black Friday even is and like why it's called Black Friday, and sort of have a passing allusion. This is called an edmen or editorial mention. An editorial lift or value-based email is going to basically be talking to your audience, like engaging them, giving them value, giving them information. And here, as you can see, like we have this editorial mention here, and that's just a link to the promotion that I'll talk about shortly. So I'm explaining here, like, why we're doing this. I'm sort of setting the groundwork. So over the course of this week, I'm going to be emailing you every single day. You're going to be getting information. And the first piece of value that I gave was a link to a whole, like, 2+ hour stream that the whole crew did, where we basically shared everything we knew about holiday and seasonal offers, like how to actually market like in a campaign around some sort of like holiday or something like that. Black Friday is usually the big one because that's the first day that people start buying stuff for Christmas and that holiday season. But there are other days like Labor Day, Memorial Day, I guess. Veterans Day is another big one. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, et cetera, et cetera. So we link to that video. And then we also, as a PS, this is also called an Edmen, or an Edmen PS. Oh yeah, forgot about our Black Friday bundle deal. It's amazing. I'd go so far as to call it delightful. That's actually a reference to the podcast that I just did with Kyle Milligan. So, just slight callback for the fans of the show. Whipped up a quick sales message explaining the nature of the deal, some other details here. And really, like, at the beginning of this campaign, I'm not pushing very hard. I'm just very simply like, this is what this is. This is what's going on. Here's some of the details of the deal. Here's where you can get more information if you're interested. And bingo, bango, there you go. So this is, what I was trying to do here. And what were the results? So of the people that received this, all 3,200 names that we have generated so far got onto our list and that have accepted marketing, 30% of them opened, 16% of them clicked. And of the people that clicked, the vast majority of them actually clicked through to the sales message as opposed to the stream where we teach everything that we want to provide value for and for people to know about seasonal offers. So here's an interesting thing. The next day, I followed it up with this email, the single word behind $1 billion copy. Now, same list, nearly the same number of opens, way fewer clicks. And I suspect that the reason for that is because this actually very directly is about Black Friday and the deal. And there's a novelty aspect to that. Like, people have never seen this before. And what is this? I mean, the sales page, which I'll show you and walk you through momentarily. Now, for the second follow-up email, the single word behind $1 billion campaigns or copy, I really wanted to teach people a lesson about the nature of reasoning and justification and why holiday campaigns even work. And so for this particular email, like I literally pulled a page from Robert Cialdini's Influence, this book right here, to show like there's one word that is responsible for so many marketing successes. And if you read the actual copy, you'll see what it is. As you can see, I have a sneaky little admin here when I'm giving examples. One more try. Copy that as having a 46% off sale, or copy that as having a 46% Black Friday sale. So people who click that link go to the sales page. And again, just to explain the logic there, I tend to do what's called the link sandwich, which is I'll have like a subtle, like implicit or like sneaky sort of link to the sales page early on, and then something more direct and teasery later on, and then a very direct one at the very end. Just having three, and like sometimes I'll have six, sometimes I'll have two or one. It doesn't really matter, but like I tend to do three, especially for these longer format emails, especially where I give value or try to teach a lesson. And then here, as you can see, I'm not relegating the sales message just to the PS this time. I'm getting more direct. I'm saying like, hey, this is what you get when you buy the Black Friday bundle, et cetera, et cetera. And then I have a PS that adds just a sprinkling of more urgency there. This particular thing, this particular email, again, value-based, not pushy, and it got fewer clicks, but still a decent number of clicks. If you want a good benchmark for email copy, a 15 to 25% click-through rate is like the sweet spot for like something is working very, very well. If you get above that, you've done something like you've ascended to Super Saiyan level 2 or something like that. But if you are getting in that like 5 to 15%, like it's okay. It's only when like nobody is clicking that there's clearly a problem. So, and again, 50 people clicked onto the sales message. Now, interesting fact about this email where I gave so far the most value, like actually taught people something and gave a really, I think, important lesson for newbies. This got the most unsubscribes right here. Oh, shouldn't show the emails, but yeah, that got the most unsubscribes. The reason why there were a lot of unsubscribes here, a couple of different reasons. A very simple one is this subject line. It's a little bit more in line with what people typically see, like from copywriter gurus and stuff like that. There's an implicit promise there. People, they'll see words like $1 billion copy and they'll be like, "Oh, how dare you say numbers next to the word copy? Like, I'm doing this for the art, and I just want to make $40,000 a year. And anybody who says that you can make money as a copywriter is a scammer." And also shut up. So anyway, so people respond negatively the moment you start implying a promise or attaching a dollar amount to anything, and that's just a fact of life. Even though I'm not doing it in any sort of smarmy way, I'm just stating a fact about how and why these large campaigns work. Another reason, and this is something that Alex brought up when I spoke to him a few days ago. When you have a email list and we just email people once a week or so, and then you start emailing them more than once a week, like 2 days in a row, people are going to be like, "Oh my God, I'm getting spammed by these people. How dare you send me the things that I signed up to receive?" And then they'll unsubscribe. Now, here's the thing. You want them to unsubscribe. Unsubscribes are good because one, that's basically people telling you like, "Listen, I don't want any information from you. I'm good." And two, that keeps the list healthy and it allows you to send to people who are actually engaged with and want to receive your stuff. That's great. And the more people unsubscribe who don't want to read your stuff, the more percentage wise people are going to open your stuff. So getting that polarizing message out there is actually a good thing. And basically trying to push people to unsubscribe a little bit can actually be a very good thing for deliverability and for list health. This is the third email. I guess people don't like free value. Yeah, it's true. It really is true. How dare I try to provide free information to copywriters? On benchmark, what's a good open rate benchmark? Now, I have not been talking about open rates. Now, as you can see here, For the past 3 emails sent on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, today is Wednesday, we've gotten about 30% of our people to open, and that's generally pretty good. Now, here's the thing. I don't care about the fact that we're getting these open rates, and I'll explain why. Open rates as a metric are no longer reliable. They just aren't. Open rates are being artificially inflated by the fact that Android and Apple are now scanning the contents of emails via proxy servers. What does that mean? It means that a robot is opening the email first, reading it, and then getting a summary or scanning it for spam, whatever. Which means that that is flagging the signal to mark an open, even if a person hasn't actually opened it. So we're going back to the days of like 1991, where the only way to know if somebody opened the letter that you mailed them is if they sent something back. So clicks are the most important metric when it comes to emails. And I would say below that, it would be earnings per click. And also, deliverability, like actually landing in people's inboxes is pretty important too. So as you can see here, 62 people actually clicked this link. So we had a boost in clicks, but still around that same percent, not as good as that first day, which you're going to notice that with campaigns. You're going to see, in the beginning, at the launch, high response, a dip, and then another spike as you approach a deadline. So that's the thing to keep in mind. Fun fact, I wrote a pre-sale last month and pitched it to the publishing company I work for, and they told me exactly the same thing about the most important word because to make it stronger. Yeah, absolutely. If you go back and read that email or even go to the YouTube community tab, and I'll explain that in a moment, you can see the reasoning for it, and you can see like why the word because is so powerful for emotional copy. You would think it'd be logical copy, but it's not. Like because even if you provide a almost illogical reason for something, it still boosts response. And that's just because humans crave reasoning. They want justification for their already impulsive or emotional decisions. Anyway, this email. Why gurus charge $499 for the courses. Now, here's what I did in this email. The value that I delivered in this email was explaining the actual business model of not only info publishing, but front end and back end marketing, like why it works numerically. And if you read this particular email, or if you've received it and you read it, it explains like how all this stuff works, and I even showed excerpts from my calculator. Now, there's a sneaky reason why I did this. Like one, yeah, I wanted to provide value and actually explain like how this kind of marketing works, and that was the main objective. But also the secondary objective that I had was to show off something that's in the product that we are marketing this week. So by explaining how this kind of marketing works, I was able to actually use a tool in one of our products, the Ultimate Guide to Marketing Strategy. I built a calculator that lets people project and predict how much money they could get based on how they price stuff and based on their ad spend. And I even showed an example from that. And this all links to the Black Friday bundle. And I explained like, this is where you can get this tool, and you can get it for cheaper than ever before in the Black Friday bundle. So you can kind of see how subconsciously, like the two things that are going on there. There's the text, which is here's how to like understand the business and how to like understand why things are marketed this way. So that's the value that's given. But then I'm using as proof of the value a tool that we're selling, which automatically implicitly shows the value of the tool and why people would want to buy. That was the logic for this particular email that I wrote. And again, if you want, you can sort of pause or do whatever. You can also like go back into your inbox if you're a member of our email list already and read it. Or eventually patrons will be able to get access to this doc where I actually wrote everything. All the emails I'm writing in a single doc so that I can share it. Just to recap that. Okay, that's the email so far. That's the results that we've had so far. Now we need to do something. We need to sort of think about what we're going to do for the rest of this campaign. That means we need an email today. Black Friday is on Friday. And one of the best ways to market for any sort of like week-long campaign is usually about 1 email per day and then 2 or 3 on the final day of the campaign. So let's count it out. Wednesday, I need an email. Thursday, I need an email. Friday, I need 2 emails. So that's 4. That's why I'm going to write 4 today as you're watching. Now, for the rest of this particular presentation, I'm going to show you how to write them, what I'm going to do. We're going to start from blank page and go from there. I'm also going to show you how to research and prep for emails. I'll show you how to swipe an email. Like there's one that I'm just not going to write. I'm just going to swipe it and see if I can apply that. I'm going to also show you how to send an email, how I did all of this. It's really easy, and it's going to completely like be like, oh, so that's how emails go out into the world. It's really simple. And then I'm also going to show you how to double dip with your email copy on social media. I've already implied how I'm doing that. So there are 4 emails that I'm going to do for this campaign. The reason why I'm going to do this is because when you have a campaign, you want to sort of like, it's like a crossfader between delivering value and engaging the list and getting them excited about an idea first, and then gradually transitioning over to things that are more urgent, things that are more pressing, things that are actually getting them to understand the value of what it is that they're doing and taking the action that you want them to take. The reason why we do that is that's going to be different from company to company and business to business. There are certainly businesses where, like, let's say you're writing for an umbrella company. It doesn't make sense to write a value delivery email or, what I would prefer to call it, an editorial email. Like, what long essay can you write about the benefits and intrigue of umbrellas? Like, it just doesn't make sense for some businesses. So there are just some businesses that will never hire you to do this, and it just doesn't make sense to do this because, again, if you are signed up to, oh, I don't know, a pet toy email list, you're probably not going to get a whole lot out of your customers if you provide value. However, you might get more if you do these 2 things. Now, what is a lift? A lift is what you would write, and this is different from a sales email. So there are 5 types of emails here, but I'm only going to write 4 for this particular campaign. So we're not going to do a sales email. I'm going to do a graphical sales email. I'll explain what that is later. So a sales email is what you would write to build intrigue, show testimonials, show the benefits. Basically, it's a full sales argument, but it's in the email. And then it links to your actual page where you're selling stuff. So right now, I have an actual landing page, and I whipped it up in Google Docs. That's kind of in vogue right now. So if you don't have a web page, but you actually still want to sell stuff, or conversely, if you don't want to take the time to actually mock something up on a web page, just build it in a Google Doc with this pageless format. And as you can see, it has basically all the impact of a web page, and it works pretty well. So that's something that's converting fairly well for a lot of people right now. Very simple direct offer headline, not really much of a lead. This black box thing I totally ripped off from Chris Orzechowski because he's real smart. You should follow him. But this is very obviously me and my style. Hi, I'm Sean MacIntyre, and I approve of this hot, sexy, limited time, crazy, sexy, mega awesome, insane. Did I mention sexy, ludicrous, but also at the same time, perfectly reasonable and sensible deal? Now, I write this way for me. I don't write this way for all of my businesses because part of my brand is that sort of, ADHD wildness combined with purposeful contradiction. Not everybody, that's not going to land for everybody. That's just a personal style that I've developed over the years. Now, yeah, it is the GIF. So here we're just launching straight into credibility, and we're transitioning from credibility here into, and by the way, just to confirm, this is the landing page. This is what I'm linking to in the emails. So here we're actually explaining like what our mission is vis-a-vis our credibility and why we got started this way. And then I'm using that to transition to overcome, I think, the chief objection that we should get from people who follow our stuff, which is the fact that we tell everybody, hey, don't buy a course. But on the other hand, we also sell courses. And here I provide the reasoning, a because for that. I show what people search for, how write copies beginner course free 2023, and here's what people don't search for. Now, I did a sneaky here as well, which is I treated these as like, oh, this is what people don't search for. And I wrote bullets for what people don't search for. Bullets are little fascinations, little teasers, little things that are like things that people want or could want potentially. And then I basically say, like, hey, these are all references to actual resources in the products we're selling. So I use this like this is what people are doing, this is what they're not doing, but then I actually am using like teasers and bullets to show like what is in the products that they could potentially buy. And then I go quickly into just a qualification section. So with any qualification section, and not every piece of copy needs this, but I prefer to have this for my longer form stuff. And so I like to straight up tell people like this is not for you if you are any of these things. Just it's not for you, go away. And I even have a little snarky, like I copy pasted the what people search for when they are just beginning on YouTube. And I say, everybody, if you're in this camp, go search for that. Go away. But if you're a little bit more advanced, if this is something that's interesting to you, this is something that can actually help you. If you have that basic framework of knowledge that you can learn newer stuff, then this is for you. And it's at this point where I introduce the actual product. And with offer driven sales messages, you want to have, well, the proof that the offer is good. So, say you're selling a diabetes supplement or something like that. Your message is probably going to be like, hey, this can solve some of like help you overcome some of your diabetes symptoms, right? Okay. So the proof is not going to be the product. The proof is going to be what in the product can actually help lead to these solutions. That can actually like help ameliorate the problem. And then you want to show the product. But with an offer lead, hey, this is a good deal on these things. Well, you actually want to show what these things are. You actually want to show what's in the product. And so for this, I actually took copy from the sales pages for these products, rewrote them for this particular context, showed bullets from those actual sales messages, and I did that for both. It, honest to God, this 36 page sales message, it took me about 6 hours to write. So, when was the last time you wrote 36 pages in 6 hours? Probably never. And the reason why is because like I knew what I wanted to say and how to say it. And I also had a sort of framework, like copy that I could swipe from and pull from that I could recapitulate and sort of like rejigger and reapply for this new purpose. So really it did not take long to write this at all. And so here in this section, I'm going like, okay, this is where we're approaching the close. If you bought these courses separately, you'd have to spend this. And here I'm clearly doing something called price anchoring. Compare that to other YouTube copy gurus. And by the way, all these three are real. I went to like popular YouTube copy gurus and I went to their most popular products and I just copy pasted the prices for them. I'm not going to say whom I'm referring to, but yeah, these are all real numbers that I got from YouTubers and what they're selling their lame ass fucking products for. Oh, did I say that out loud? Anyway, and then I said, like, listen, like the free stuff that we're putting out, people are saying that that's better than their paid stuff. And so the whole notion or implication that I'm playing with there is, well, if our free stuff is that good, surely our paid stuff must be much better. I think that it is, and I'm hoping that people agree that it is. So, but that's ultimately the implication I'm doing here for the sales page. Anyway, so again, I'm just going through the sales message because one of the first things that you need to do when you are researching and prepping for an email is look at what you're selling and how it's being sold. So that's what we're doing right now. I'm also doing this to sort of explain the difference between sales emails and lifts. Now, here we're explaining why the price is low. Again, providing justification. And this is a real exchange that I had with Alex where I was just like, hey, we should do a Black Friday deal. What do you think about doing it for like $199? And he was like, nah, do it for $150. And I was like, I'm just going to screen cap this because it clearly shows that interaction where we lowered the price. So that's what we're selling this for. And then people can click the link and go here and they can actually see like a place to actually buy stuff. Just because I'm being cheeky, social proof from real humans, perhaps like yourself, who actually bought these courses and generally had nice things to say. So here I'm actually showing like what positive things people said, and it was really cool that people were willing to share testimonials. And then one thing that I did, and one thing that I have done in a few sales letters before that I really enjoy doing, is actually showing a bad review. Because here, it allows me to overcome the objection, the natural objection that people are going to have, that I'm only cherry picking testimonials, that I'm only showing the good, that I'm ignoring the bad, that like clearly nobody has, there are people that have not had success with this, and there are complainers that I'm just ignoring. No, I'm like, showing myself warts and all. This is a real Survey Monkey survey. Like, we got one-star review, just one, out of the 293 people that have purchased it and the 26 people that have actually responded to the survey. So one person hated it. Now, I try in the copy to actually explain why they hated it and show what they wrote. What did this person hate about it? They said that they bought it to start a copywriting career and it didn't help me at all. Listen, and I'm saying, and rather than spin that into a positive, I'm saying, listen, let's be real. Not every product is going to work for every single person. So if we just break down the numbers, yes, there is a 3.8% chance that this course will not help you at all. Just straightforward like that. But I added another detail from the survey that they put in, which is, what content tools or templates would you like us to add in the future? And their response was, stop with the 6 figures in 6 months stuff. Now, everybody who's watched us for a while, guys, how often do we promise that you can get 6 figures in 6 months? We've never done that. So the reason why I added this in here, like, why show this? Here's the reason why I showed this. Because it automatically discredits or undercuts their negative rating. It shows for people that are fans of us that this person who gave us a bad review might not be all there, might actually not be in their right mind, might actually not be like fully aware of what it is we're actually doing. They might be responding to something else. I'm very subtly showing that, hey, maybe the person who made a bad review, maybe you shouldn't listen to them. But I'm using that as a transition into a promise, which is, you probably will not achieve 6 figures in 6 months. And that's a credibility booster for us. Be really cool if you did, and I certainly hope you do. But that said, if you want an honest to goodness shot at scaling your income to 6 figures, you do need to learn the skills that you can get from these two products. And I say straight out, you can get that from us. You can pay somebody else more money to learn it, and I already showed the proof of that. Or you can gain it through years of experience, basically giving people a choice. We certainly hope you choose us. This, by the way, is a variation on the 3 options close that comes out of Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets. It's a really good way, just give people 3 choices. You can do this and, shorten the time that it takes to get a result. You can do this, which is like, do something that's not going to produce a good result, or you can do this, which is nothing at all. And the choice is yours. Ultimately, I hope that you choose us. And that's one of the very many closes that you can pick. And so here I just get down into an offer section. I say, listen, this is the deal, Black Friday. If you wait even a second after that, no deal, expired page, commence regret. So there's natural urgency there. And that's going to be one of the emails that I write today, which is, the value that I'm probably going to give. I'm actually going to put it to a vote, which is, should we like write an email about FOMO and how it works? Basically, that's one of the reasons why holiday campaigns work in general. There's just natural urgency there. Another thing too is, in the previous times that we've offered this, there's never been a refund policy. But for this offer in particular, we're giving people a refund. Now, I call this a Sean MacIntyre special, which is a joke. It's not a Sean MacIntyre special. But there are 2 ways to anchor something. You can anchor something high and then bring it low, or you can anchor something low and bring it high. And I was talking to several other famous copywriters about this. I actually taught them this relatively recently, which is why I call it the Shawnee Mac special. But everybody knows how to do price anchoring, where they set a high price and then they bring it down and show what the real price is, obviously lower than the other comparison thing. And that's persuasive because of the nature of comparison. You're starting high and you're bringing it down low, and this is the price. Everybody knows how to do that. A what I like to do also is do what's called a reverse anchoring, which is you start with something where, like, normally we don't add any bonuses for this, but for this deal only, we're adding these 3 bonuses. You've gone from 0 to 3. So people have anchored in their head the number 0. This is what you deserve, precisely nothing. Oh, but wait, there's more. And then you get 3 bonuses. Here, I did it with the guarantee, where I actually showed, like, normally there's no guarantee. There's no refund policy. But for this offer, you actually get a refund policy. And so we're actually, I've anchored the refund policy to nothing, but here you get something. Also, I give the details for discounts if you are one of these subscribers. And then because I'm me, hey, buttons murder your family when you were a child, click this link instead. Now, I actually did that for accessibility reasons. When you click a link, like, some people just don't trust buttons, like, period. And also, like, some digital readers for people with, visual impairment or things like that, they don't handle buttons or images, linked images, very well. So I just threw in a link. And seriously, just do stuff like this, and it's going to boost your conversions a little bit because it's just being helpful to other people that might want to buy your stuff. So keep that kind of stuff in mind. Well, so that's the sales page. That's the how we're selling this. And so it raises the question, do I need a lot of copy in my emails to convince people to buy stuff when I'm doing all the persuading here? The answer is no. So I don't need a very long sales email. Boop. A lift is just a little bit of text to get people intrigued enough to click on to the sales page. Usually these lifts, these emails are very, very short, super short. And we're going to write one today. I'm also going to show you a graphical sales email. These are very short as well. I think that would be very good for either Thursday or Friday. And then we're going to do a deadline email. That's going to be on Friday night. The value delivering email we're going to write is going to take the longest. So maybe we'll do it last. So any questions so far? How is this going? Well, no questions so far. So let's press on. So I've told you the difference between lifts and sales emails. I walk through all the copy. And that is going to take us into the email prep that we kind of need to do whenever we sit down to do any sort of email marketing or copywriting. We need to ask ourselves 6 questions. What are we selling? The CT Black Friday deal. How are we selling it? By driving traffic to this page, which then drives traffic to an order form. Who's buying it? So copywriters. And this, by the way, these 4 questions are going to change for each email. So let's actually copy these and let's actually do a lift here. Let's go to break, page break. Okay. We're going to put a prefacing material up here. So let's do CT Black Friday bundle, email campaign. And by the way, what I'm putting here is going to be context. I'm showing you what I'm doing so that if you ever do submit email copy to a client, you can do something like this and it will help your client work with your copy a little bit better. And then, so this is going to be email X because I don't know what day it's going to go. And then X out of, let's say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let me ask you guys. Which one would you like to start with? Do you guys want to do a value delivering email and watch me stare at a blank screen and try to talk about stuff and deliver value and actually teach you some lessons as I'm writing the lesson? Or should we start with some of the shorter stuff? The choice is yours. Choose your own adventure. Lifts? Oh my God, we want some lifts. Oh, baby, I'm lousy with lifts. So let's do that. So I'm thinking about a lift. I think that I want the value email to go out tonight, which means that gives me Thursday and Friday. Let's do a lift for Thursday. No, let's do a lift for Friday. The AM send. That's going to be email 6 out of 7. And so this is going out on Friday AM. That's going to be our Friday AM send. Now, who's buying this? Who's our ideal reader? Prospective copywriters who have exited the newbie phase. Okay, how do we appeal to them? What's the idea? Well, if we're sending this on the last day, we probably want to appeal to them. We probably want the lift to be built around some urgency and scarcity. So let's have that be our main idea. So let's press on urgency to take action. What is our objective? Now, you, my love, might be thinking, oh, the objective is to sell the Black Friday bundle. But no. This is the objective for this particular email. And with the lift, the objective is almost always to drive traffic to the sales page. Why do we do that? Because this is already spelling out why a person should want to buy the thing. We don't need a whole lot of copy in the email to do that if we're already doing that elsewhere. So we just need to get people's eyeballs from this thing onto this thing. That's the purpose of a lift. What do we want people to do? The action. We want people to click the link. Okay. Let's start there. Now, you can provide this before. I've also done more context in the past where I've explained, like, this is the campaign, this is a folder with all the proof that I provided. Basically, you want to put all of your prefacing material up at the top of whatever you submit to your clients. Me personally, I like to highlight that. And then so all this stuff, this is where you explain context for clients. Now, why do you want to explain context for clients? After all, they hired you to write some emails. Now, listen, as a business owner and as somebody who's paid for people to bring me copy before, I've given people an assignment, and then that part of my brain, I hit the delete button. I'm like, okay, this is no longer my problem. This is your problem. And then 2 weeks go by and I've heard nothing. And then all of a sudden I get hit with, like, oh, there's this thing. What did I want you to do again? Because I'm busy. I stop talking to you and then I go do 30 other things. And you sort of get lost in the serial bus between the RAM and the CPU. And so because of that, because that's going to happen to anybody that you work for ever, you want to make sure that you provide enough information up at the top of your emails that you submit to remind them, to refresh their memory, to encourage them that you know what you're doing and that you did a good job. So don't operate under the assumption that your clients know who you are even after they've hired you or what they've hired you to do. Okay. So if I were doing list segments, or if I were marketing to multiple affiliate lists, one of the things that I would do is do 3 to 4 different subject lines, and then have different alternatives. But we have such a small email list that it doesn't even really, like, if we split the email list into like 1600 and 1600 and sent 2 subject lines, I've have enough experience to tell you that that's not going to give you good data. If you want to split test subject lines, you need tens of thousands of emails to send. But anything before that point, just, pick one and roll with it. But this is going to be a lift. So let's actually do some swiping. So I promised earlier that I would show you how to swipe an email. So why don't we actually swipe an email? So this is my actual email inbox, and I search for Black Friday. As you can see, I'm signed up for a lot of stuff. Oh, hey, look at that. Todd Brown, early Black Friday deal. Let's look at this email copy. Subject line, early Black Friday deal. All hyphenated, exclamation point. That's so exciting. Here's the copy of the lift. Kicking off a crazy Black Friday deal for you tonight. This gives you 85% off a hand-selected collection of 17 private marketing trainings. And FYI, none of these trainings are available for purchase separately anywhere. They were created for my top-tier clients. But right now, you can access them all for pennies on the dollar. Happy Black Friday. Enjoy, Todd. On a scale from 1 to 10, how good of an email is that? I'm going to go ahead and say that this is somewhere between a 7 and 11. I think that this is very, very good. It's very good. And anybody who doesn't think this is very good doesn't actually understand email marketing or how it works. Now, again, this is a lift. So a lift is designed to get people intrigued enough just to click. Now, what is the common structure of a lift? A lift has a disrupt, an intrigue bit, and a click bit. Oh, it certainly depends on the quality of the list, absolutely. But I'm going to go ahead and say that if you took this style of writing, this style of lift, and applied it to very many other products that also use longer form sales pages, this is something that's worth learning from. This is something that's worth swiping. So let's actually break down this email in terms of like what's actually happening. And we are going to copy paste it. We're going to show the landing page. As you can see, there's copy on the page. It's like what I showed you before, where it's an offer, a direct offer, where you have the direct offer, like the sales and like what you can get. There's not really a lead. All the proof is actually in the products that you get. There are teasers up here, 2 of 17 goodies, and it actually shows you piece by piece everything that you're getting. And it's all bullet driven. So good sales page for this kind of offer. Now, let's actually go into my page and see what's going on. Okay. So that depends. It really depends on the angle that you're trying to approach with. But one of the things that might be problematic is if people see 85% off, they might send it to spam. However, that's not always going to be the case. And so if you are trying to open up with like, hey, early Black Friday deal, the subject line hook is going to be the fact that it's a Black Friday deal that you can get beforehand. So that's the notion that you're tapping into. We're not leaning into the value of the deal just yet. And here's the thing. If you wrote 85% off in that subject line, people would have no reason to click because they'd already know what the deal is. Again, it's all about building intrigue when it comes to lifts. All right. Disrupt, we're going to do in red. Intrigue, we are going to do in light blue. Click, we are going to do in magenta or purple or whatever. I'm colorblind. Kicking off a crazy Black Friday deal for you tonight. Okay. Interesting. That is some disruption. It's a crazy Black Friday deal. It's happening tonight. We're kicking it off. All right. Again, don't take your notions of the word disruption like too much. It's like anything that can get attention counts as a disruption. So this gives you 85% off a hand-selected collection of 17 private market trainings. Ooh, 17 private market trainings. What's that all about? That is intriguing. Oh, and FYI, none of these trainings are available for purchase separately anywhere. Ooh, I wonder why. Blue. They were created for my top tier clients. Ooh, that makes them even more intriguing to me. But right now, you can access them all for pennies on the dollar. What? What? That's a crazy dimensionalization of this deal. Okay. So here, we're sort of building intrigue. And also, this is the point where we are getting the click. So that's a good blend of building intrigue. And also, this is the final point where we are asking for the click. And then this is a sign off. It is commonly called a valediction if you are a nerd like me. So, does this email that I received about a Black Friday deal, does it obey the dick? It clearly does. This email has dick written all over it. Let's think about how we want to swipe this email. You don't swipe an email by copy pasting what somebody else has done. What you want to do is you want to adopt the structure and look at each line and go, okay, what is that doing and how is it doing it? And how can I do the same? So let's start with the subject line there. We are just going to purely swipe for this particular email. We are not going to write from blank knowledge at all. We are just going to do what somebody else is doing slightly differently for our stuff. Okay. Early Black Friday deal. Okay, since this is the last day of the campaign, 6 to 7, happening on Friday, final day for this Black Friday deal! Exclamation point. Here's my opinion of Dick versus Ada. If you are getting somebody's attention, you are disrupting them. If you are building interest and desire, you are intriguing them. If you are calling for action, you're asking for a click. Ada and P.S. and Pastor and almost every other structure like out there that you can name is subsumed, is absorbed by Dick. DIC. Don't demonetize us, YouTube. So that's my opinion about there. I personally think that in terms of structure, I like DIC because it allows you to do different things. If it's a PAS, quote unquote, email, you think, oh, I have to start with a problem, even though that might not be the best or only way to disrupt or get somebody's attention. So I like DIC because it is less prescriptive of what to do. Let's see, final day for this Black Friday deal. What should the secondary subject line? Let me explain what that is. So the SSL, when you are looking in your email inbox, you have the subject line here in bold, and then you have the secondary subject line here in white text. And actually, we used to call these back, I'm an old fart. I've been doing this for a long time. And the way that we would get secondary subject lines to appear in this little preview bit is we would actually have text like in the email, but we would get use HTML codes to make it white so that it was invisible when people opened the email. And so preview readers would actually show the white text, but then it wouldn't be visible when you clicked on it. And so you can see the preview text here is % off Black Friday deal. You get 17 rare marketing trainings. Obviously, that's different from how this starts. So the preview is different, and the preview is designed to get people to click. Let's have the subject line, huge savings are ending today. So SL, SSL. Now, let's see if we can transmogrify this particular disruption. So here, Todd is kicking off a crazy Black Friday deal. Hey, we're closing our crazy Black Friday bundle deal tonight. There we go. Talk to your audience. Yes, guys, always. It's true whether you're prospecting, it's true whether you're like managing clients, it's true when you're writing an email. Always adjust your language contingent upon whom you're speaking to. Why do you think I make so many dick jokes for you guys? Anyway, so there we go. Hey, that's a pretty decent opening line. And it's ripped off of Todd's email. He is focusing on how he's opening up or starting a Black Friday deal. Here, I'm talking about how we're closing it because, again, we're starting with the final day of the campaign. Now, let's see. This bundle allows you to lock in. Let's see. He has 85% off. We are doing a 46% off deal. 46% off. Let's do a 46% discount. A 46% discount on our 2 most advanced copywriting courses. Now, one of the things I think Todd does really well is he changes the frame of what he's saying. Private market trainings sounds more enticing than a course. The same way that a dossier sounds more enticing than a special report. So we could probably punch this up a little bit. So our 2 most advanced copywriting courses, what are other ways that we can frame that? Copy trainings. They include masterclasses, so it wouldn't be masterclasses. 2 most advanced copy. I'm going to put a placeholder there so we can keep moving on. And FYI, none of these trainings are available for purchase separately anywhere. So that's scarcity. So what do we want to write to imply like how this is not easy to get? For the record, this is probably the cheapest we'll ever offer this bundle. because we plan to raise the price for each word soon. Let's get rid of that. And to tighten it up, for the record, this is probably the cheapest we'll ever offer. I would say this is the cheapest. Yeah. This is the cheapest because if we're going to raise it, then we'll set a baseline and say, like, we'll never offer this bundle again for $150. It's always going to be more expensive relative to the higher prices. For the record, this is the cheapest we'll ever offer this bundle because we plan to raise the price for each course or thing soon. Advanced copy, repositories, courses. We'll just stick with courses for now. And if we think of something better, then we'll put something better. But in the meantime, it is what it is. For one of these courses soon. Let's see. They were created for my top tier clients. We made them especially for copywriters looking to boost their knowledge, skill set, and income. But right now, so do you guys see what I'm doing with this particular line? So the line was, they were created for my top tier clients. So, okay, this thing was made especially for this group of people. So here, the subtext in Todd's original email was that you, as a normie, get access to these private trainings that were intended for top tier clients. So it makes you feel like you're like getting the inside scoop on something that you shouldn't actually have. So that's the subtext there. I don't want to use the same subtext, but I want to use the same sort of structure. Like, this was made for something. And here, because I'm a big softie, I want to do something a little bit more sincere. So we made them especially for copywriters looking to boost their knowledge, skill set, and income. And here we have the implied benefit as well. But right now, you can access them all for pennies on the dollar. How do we want to? You can get lifetime access for nearly half the cost. So the way that I'm dimensionalizing it now is at nearly half the cost. I could also write just about half the cost, at virtually half the cost. I like virtually. So what I'm doing here is I have the thing and then the dimensionalization right here. So 46% discount, virtually half the cost. Virtually half the cost is the dimensionalization because it adds a new dimension to that detail. That's how dimensionalization works. Half the price. Yeah, that's basically half the price. I like that. Good job, dude. We're gonna roll with it. Okay, let's see. If you say a beginner shouldn't buy your courses, then who should? Because after I get a few clients, I probably won't need your courses, right? Oh, well, there you go. No, our courses are for people who basically like have a toehold in this, like have an understanding, like they know this is what they want to do. You go to the qualifying thing, it literally says, listen, I don't want you if you're new to copy. I don't want you if you're broke. I don't want you if you're under 18. And I don't want you if you're still trying to figure out if copywriting is right for you. Like, I don't want to take your money. Like, I don't want you to buy an outreach course and then 6 months later be like, I don't want to do this. Like, that sucks. Like, I really don't want to take your money if that's the case. But if you already have some competence and you're ready to start reaching out to clients, that could include people who don't have clients yet, then this is for you. Let's see. In your opinion, when is it better to use a fixed price sale like $150 off? And when would you use percentages like 50% off? I'm going to give you the answer that everybody hates, but it's the true answer. It depends. Like, we don't actually know. Like, there are certain cases where, actually, I was talking to a copywriter about this relatively recently. For physical products, he was saying that he was noticing that dollar amount discounts worked better. And for info products, percentage-based discounts work better. Now, here's the thing. That was for a golfing list, a golfing email list, performance golf. And so I don't know if that's going to apply to this, but for its info, so I'm sticking with the discount, the percentage. So you should change our brand to copy that to copy curriculum. How about copy curricula? How about copy quadrivium? The trivium and the quadrivium. Okay. But right now you can get lifetime access at virtually half the price. See you inside. Best Sean. Okay. This is officially a swiped email. So let's get rid of the source material. All right. Subject line. Final day for this Black Friday deal. That has the emotion that we want to get because we're trying to stoke a little bit of urgency. Hey, we're closing our crazy Black Friday bundle. Insane. And sexy Black Friday bundle deal tonight. And we're going to link that eventually. This bundle allows you to lock in a 46% discount on our 2 most advanced copy courses. For the record, this is the cheapest we'll ever offer this bundle because we plan to raise the price for one of these courses soon. We made them especially for copywriters looking to boost their knowledge, skill set, and income. But right now, you can get lifetime access at virtually half the price by clicking this link. See you inside. There you go. That's an email. Guys, hello. Welcome. We just wrote an email together. I couldn't have done it without you. I could have done it without you, but I used your help, and I really appreciate it. Some people just find my personality just deplorable, and that's fine. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you how to send this email. It reads well. It has all the information in the subtext that we want. It gets people to sign up to the link. We did it. We did it as a team. Epic to see live. Good shit. Yeah, we have 3 more to go. So, okay. And this is going to be one of the easier ones. So, I want to show you guys how this actually works. So, what did I promise at the beginning of this? What I was going to do today? How to research and prep for email writing. Showed you how to do that. How to swipe an email. Showed you how to do that. Now we're going to do how to send an email. So, let's actually, you've done a job. I love this. I can't believe that this is part of what I get to do during a day. I am so delighted. All right. So we're going to go into our CRM, Squarespace. We're going to use one of the templates that we use. I'm just going to use the same template as before. Use this template. Boom. Okay. Now, the way that an email builder works is it works kind of like a sort of out of the box like website builder, like Wix or Squarespace or whatever. So everything is in blocks. So you have a text block, you have an image block. Let's delete the image block. This is another text block. We really only need one text block right here because our email is just mostly text. So we're going to take that and copy it. I'll put it in there. Now, what you'll find is when you go from a word processor to any sort of CRM or web-based thing, like there's always going to be little formatting doodads that get copy pasted over that you don't really always have control over. So you need to be careful about that. I'm sure many of you have seen when I work with a Word document, I actually keep the formatting icons on. If you go to the Patreon and see the old streams that I've done where I'm working on Microsoft Word, I just keep those on. So I can see like what all the invisible formatting looks like. Okay. See you inside. Best Sean shows something with dimensionalization versus with none. Just listen, man, go into the Patreon. I have a whole freaking like 9,000 word report of dimensionalization. It is a really like boring and abstract topic. And if you really want to learn how to do it well, you kind of have to put your brain meat like down to the grindstone. Also, if you've been a member of the Copy That email for a long time, everybody got it for free before it went into Patreon. So search your inbox if you've been with us for a while. All right. Black Friday bundle deal. Want to hit that link button right there. Boom. And we can check to make sure that it's going to the right place by right clicking. And there it is. So anyway, we are linking to this. And this link works well. So we are going to do that. This bundle allows you to lock in and let's actually bold that too. Click the B. This bundle allows you to lock in 46% discount. For the record, the cheapest we'll ever offer this bundle because we plan to raise the price. We made them especially for copywriters looking to boost their knowledge. But right now you can get lifetime access at virtually half the price by clicking this link. Okay. We're going to apply. We're going to bold. And then what else? Why do I feel like you'll take off your shirt just like you did before with Kyle? Well, listen, writing, it's draining and fatiguing. So my prefrontal cortex might be completely worn down by the end of the stream. You never know what's going to happen on Copy That. So this bundle allows you to lock in a 46% discount. For the record, this is the cheapest we'll ever offer this bundle. Let's link that as well. Sort of the implied... it's all about the implication, guys. So as you can see, direct, teaser, ask for the click, DIC. There we go. See you inside. That's Sean. Now, all the formatting is good. All the formatting is done. Okay, subject line. So we're going to copy paste our subject line from here, right there. Email preview. Huge savings are ending today. Let's go there. Preview. Okay, unique recipients. We want to make sure that our mailing lists are not everybody that we got for free. We want to get leads, people who have not made a purchase, customers, and repeat customers. These are all people that have accepted marketing. So, no segments, no tags. Yeah. So back. Sender details, we're sending from Copy That. Schedule. Now, we're going to do this not immediately. We'll schedule it for Friday. Time. What's a good time? Let's do 10:45 in the morning. How about we do 8:45 in the morning? When is the best time to send an email? You have to think about like the time zone of the people that you are sending to. Our main demographic is Eastern United States because that's where most of the people are. West Coast United States. And you have to think like, okay, what are the pockets of time when people check their email? It's in the morning before work when they're pooping. It's around lunchtime when they're bored and, they have a chance to. And it's around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock before their workday ends when they're bored again. And then it's around like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when they're scrolling through the phone and, they're about to go to bed. So those are the 4-ish windows when it's good to send an email. But again, time zones matter, and your list is what ultimately determines it. So, okay, 8:45 in the morning on Friday. I think that's it. Now, I think we should send a test to make sure that this looks good. So let's do that. I'm going to, hold on. Even though it's been visible for much of this stream, I'm going to send a test to my email address. And all I did there was hit send test, and then I put in my email. So let's actually look into my inbox and see so many marketing emails. Okay, it'll arrive any day now. Yeah, I've been doing marketing for a while. So Copy That, test email, final day for this Black Friday deal. And this is what the email looks like in my inbox. So this is what it's going to look like when people get it. There you go. And if we want to see like what this looks like on mobile, it looks like this. Perfect. Totally fine. So I think we're good to schedule this campaign. Oh, one last thing that you should always test when you're doing a test is you should make sure that the links work. And they all do. Look at that. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I think let's send this email. Schedule campaign. This email will go out at this time to these people. Schedule. Guys, do you see what just happened? We went from nothing, blank page, I don't even know what email is, to sending an email to over 3,000 people. And we did it, Christ, the actual from blank page to sending, that was like, what, 10, 15 minutes? There's a copywriting I came across, and he said that email cold outreach is for brokies. What do you have to say about that? I have to say we did our whole spiel about cold email. There's a great video that we did where we talk about how to do it well, how to do it better than the people that are spamming a bunch of people. The one thing that I try to articulate well, as often as possible, is that here's the only thing that will lead to you being broke as a freelancer: over relying on one method of getting clients. That's it. If you over rely on a single method, you probably won't get as many clients as you need. The truth is, you need to kind of become, how should I say, trans channel. The same way you should become trans niche. Everybody should be trans. So what you want to do is you want to learn how to operate and work on all these different channels to get your best results. Because here's the thing. You might find that with the services you offer or the way that you write, you might have better results cold emailing or messaging on like Instagram. You might find also that maybe that isn't leading to the best results for you. It all depends. Yeah, and we have multiple masterclasses on different forms of outreach. We even put out an entire book on how to actually get clients who are working in really weird niches that basically have no competition. So that's all on the Patreon too. Anyway, how much copy have I written in my career? A lot. I mean, I write about 30 to 50,000 words per month. So I've been doing this for 10 years. So just do a multiplication thing. I'm glad. I hope you benefit from it a lot. How long did it take you to get your first client, Sean? Precisely 0 minutes, because I started in-house, and I talk about that a lot. When it comes to freelancing, Alex and Rod are the experts. I've done freelancing mostly for fun and to keep skin in the game and to stay fresh and mostly for fun, really. And occasionally for the paycheck. But my version of prospecting is emailing people that I know and going, hey, can I write for you? And them going, okay, would you like $15,000? That's it. And I have a 100% success rate doing that. So that's the advantage of networking, which is one of the courses inside the Copywriting Career Accelerator, which, by the way, is also on sale in our Black Friday bundle. Look at me. I did a plug. All right. So that's our first email, one for the record books. Let's go back to this. So we got our lift. How do I join your Patreon? You just go to patreon.com/thecopythatshow. Oh, do I have one of these banners? Hold on. I need to find the banner. Oh, God. Yes. Patreon.com/thecopythatshow. And then you just sign up. That's it. It's easy. It's one of the most frictionless things. And also, you don't have, if you're new, don't sign up. Yeah, I don't want your money. I mean, I do want your money, but like only if you think it will benefit you. So Graphical, let's do it. Graphical sales emails. Now, here's the thing. Let's look for inspiration. Let's see. Let's do Black Friday. Stitch Fix. Look at this. So we got logo, and what I'm doing, I'm not going to swipe. I'm just going to, get some inspiration. So we got a little GIF, 25% off everything. All your freestyle items are down on this, that, shop the sale, clear CTA, some links. Okay. Let's look at some other ones. I think I saw one earlier that I liked. Uber One. Okay. As you can see, these graphical emails are pretty simple. 60% off Uber One, 90 days free. Make Black Friday wonderful. I hate that. I absolutely hate that. Deck the halls with these Uber One benefits. All right. So I could either, yeah, let's see, must reads. There was one that I saw that looked interesting earlier. Dan Throssell is doing that. SoFi Daily. Well, that's not really a graphical email. Ooh, this might be. Pre-Black Friday sale. Look at the graphics on this. Got a GIF. Make room for more deals. All right. I think I like this idea of using like a funny GIF to sort of launch this off. So let's see if that's the inspiration. Let's see what we have to work with. So email campaign, create. We're going to do a blast. What? Hold on. Did I just see that? A Black Friday email? Let's try it. Okay. All right. All right. I see you. All right. Which one of these are we going to use? This is kind of fun. Black Friday. Sale. Yoga bra. I can imagine this, like, using this template and then doing like a GIF. It does feel too black. I do agree. Here, let's see if we can play around with it. Use this. So we're going to use the logo. Let's do, that's a little eyebrow. 1 day left. 1 day remains. That's so ominous. Okay. And then we're going to do that. Let's do an image, and let's do a text block. And let's find a fun GIF. But before we do that, let's also email background. Let's change it to match the site. What do you guys think? Creamy brown. I like it. Matches the site. Perfect. The blinking one was better. TBH. All right. I was going to do a whole GIF, but like, if you want the blinky one, we'll do the blinky one. God. Everybody has ADD. All right. Black Friday sale. Can we do this? Oh, and it makes that little panel black. What do you guys think? Do you think I should go back to the way it was before, or should I stick with this? Should I go site theme and like keep the little bits? Do I have any experience selling bras, or is this the first time? That's funny. That was a good joke. Yeah. All right. Yeah, black was better. All right, we'll stick with Black Friday sale. So this is a discount block. So let's actually do a text block. So rather than the discount block, let's do, all right, we'll center, bold. Oh, we want bold. So let's do 1 day left to secure, 46% off. Let's delete this. And let's delete all these. And then let's include a little image of the actual bundle. So CT bundle. Okay, spacing small. And this we want to link here. So solid, button brown. Let's change the text to Click here to secure your access. I like that as a CTA. That's not terrible. I also do buy now, but I've never, like, I know buy now works, but also, like, I think it works better for non-info. Let's see. You are doing A/B testing in parallel on future prospects by taking responses. Email should work. Technically, yes, that's true. But also, like, all the people that are watching now have probably already bought the products or the deal. So, there you go. Okay. Off the copy that Black Friday bundle. And let's make this text a little bit bigger. That's too big. Medium heading. Yeah, that works. Only 1 day left to secure. New, easy, safe, big, and only. Don't forget that. Okay. I don't know if I love this, but it's fun. So listen, you guys wanted to learn how to write a graphical email. We looked at some examples, and guess what? They're not really that different from this. I could probably, if we want, like, look and see, like, other ones. Black Friday deal up to 40% off. Gifts for men. 'Tis the season. I could add more copy. Would it help? Maybe. Yeah. Graphical emails make $3,000 per send. Don't scoff at e-commerce. Yeah, absolutely. It's totally true. Maybe I can add a testimonial. Sure, why not? Here, hold on. Somebody way back had nice things to say about the bundle. Okay. Look at this. To anyone who hasn't purchased the Black Friday bundle, seriously, do that. I bought both that before this bundle at regular price. It was absolutely worth it. Okay. So we are going to screenshot that. Let's do it down here. Add image. Upload. How meta is this? When I was writing this email, Colby jumped into chat to say unprompted. So thank you, live stream, for helping me get testimonials that I'm using for the live stream. Anyway, when I was writing this email on live stream, anyone that hasn't purchased the Black Friday bundle, BFB, big fucking bundle, seriously, do it. I'm going to do ellipses to omit some middle text. Okay. Let's see. I think that's good. It's not bad. It's fun. Honestly, like, that's as good as we're going to get for a graphical email. Like, most of these just suck. They're easy to write. They're fun. Let's see. We got a graphic that's obnoxious. God, this is annoying. Only 1 day left to secure 46% off the copy that Black Friday bundle. We had a space where we could put some optional copy, but I don't think it's necessary because, again, all the copy is here, So click here to secure your access. You got a picture of the bundle itself. And then look at this. One more CTA at the bottom. Yeah, why not? Let's do another button. Actually, let's make our lives easier. Copy this and then move this down. This is how this works, by the way. Click here to secure your access. Delete that. And that goes to the right thing. Okay, look at that. We finished another email. And then this is I'm gonna send this out on Thursday. Ah, get bent, buddy. All right. So Black Friday starts now. Let's go and think about Black Friday starts now. Let's do an emoji in the subject line. Our Black Friday bundle deal ends soon. Could use a dick pun somewhere. Yeah, that's the thing with graphical emails. There's really not a whole lot of space or reason to like have a lot of copy. Like it's just not necessary. You don't need it. And so like the whole point of this is to be extremely direct and get people to click. And then hopefully this does the job of the selling or the product page does the job of the selling. Like honestly, like you very rarely would ever use an email like this for selling info. Like it just does not make sense to use this kind of like email format to sell an info product. That's just the way that it is. All right. So, email preview. And I'm using soon in the email subject line because it's a little bit more intriguing than ends tomorrow. So, do a little turkey. Our Black Friday bundle deal ends soon. And then we'll do a $ flying away emoji. Dollar wings. Oh, emoji. And then we'll do a sad face emoji. There we go. Let's see if we can make this the most obnoxious email like ever written ever. Now let's get rid of that turkey. Go to hell, turkey. Bad meat that nobody should eat. I'm kidding. I love turkey. All right. Don't miss out on our biggest sale of the year. We'll keep it. I don't care about this email. Unique recipients. All right. Mailing lists. We want leads, customers, repeat customers. The customers incorporates all of that. Okay. Back. Schedule. We're going to do this for tomorrow. And let's schedule this for around 10:15. Now, I mentioned the times that people typically check their email, and that gets thrown out the window for holidays. And so for each holiday, you have to think about like how people interact with that holiday depending upon when you send stuff. And so you have to think about like, okay, what do Americans typically do on Thanksgiving? They typically will sit down at a table and have their dinner at around like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thanksgiving dinner is typically fairly early because people wake up and start cooking like early in the morning. That's what's going to happen tomorrow for a lot of people. So, and yes, if you want to take bets on unsubscribes, go for it. Now, here's the thing. I actually think that this email is going to get fewer unsubscribes than the value-based email. So let's do, I want to do, so for like Thanksgiving holiday, what would be the best time? I'm thinking it's going to be either 9:15 in the morning. Like it's a holiday, so people are going to be waking up a little bit late. So we want to email it a little bit later. Alternatively, nighttime might be good, but people might be drunk by then, which actually might boost conversions. You never know with these things. And so with back, we are going to send the email that we care about the least, and we are going to send it on the day where we should logically expect the fewest number of sales because it's Thanksgiving, it's a holiday. And so here we send, well, hold on. I'm going to turn off and I'm going to actually do a test to make sure that this works. And it would be perfect. Oh, hidden drunk people leverage method. Yeah, it's true. Do I segment based on location? Only has Thanksgiving holiday? No, I don't segment on location. I operate under the assumption that Americans will buy from an American, and the rest of the world who doesn't have Thanksgiving is just unfortunately living in a world where they don't have Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is literally the best holiday, and I'm sad to say that everybody else is missing out. But no, I don't segment based on location. Most people don't. and especially we wouldn't, because our email list is so small. It makes no sense to do segmenting like that granularly. Okay, our email arrived. Our Black Friday bundle deal ends soon. Money, money, money. Sad face. And then this is what it looks like in my inbox. Clear secure access. Okay, it works. This works. When I was writing this email on live stream, Colby jumped into chat and had this to say unprompted: to anyone who hasn't purchased the Black Friday bundle, seriously do it. It was absolutely worth it. Look at this. And there we go. That's how we got a testimonial. Like we did it live, guys. We did it live. And oh, one other thing I should do is link this. I should link this. All right. Copy link. There we go. And then we want the other image to be linked as well. And that's just because people click images. They operate under the assumption that images are all interactable. And so it's good to anticipate that when you send any email with images in it, link the images. Okay. Cool. So email, everything's linked. We tested it. It's looking pretty good. It's so obnoxious, guys. This is so annoying. This is it's just terrible. Like I am appalled by this email, but I hope you learned something. Yes, you can get paid to write this. I literally just whipped out a website-based template and then just wrote some bullshit, added some links and some details about the offer, and bingo bango, we got a graphical email. All right. Boom. Schedule campaign. November 23rd, that is tomorrow, 9:15 a.m. Eastern Time, sent to this many people, scheduled. And just like that, look at, we've gone from 0 to having sent out 2 emails in the span of 2 hours to 3,000 people. Look at that. We're just styling. We're styling. All right. So, graphical sales emails. All right. Now, I can tell you right now that the value email is going to take the longest amount of time. So, yeah. So, I get 6 figures from this. Give me a break. Value. Let's swipe out the deadline one quick. Value, please. All right. Let's do it. So, for this one, we want to get our prefatory material as well. Value, value, value. All right. Let's insert break, page break. That. Let's copy paste that. Okay, email. This is going to be 4 of 7 because tomorrow is the graphical one. That's 5 of 7. And so this is going to be today, Wednesday PM. What are we selling? Answers are the same. Who's buying it? The same people. Now, here's the thing. The only real thing that's different between that's going to be different is the idea. The objectives are the same. We're trying to get people to click onto this. But ultimately, with a value-based email, the objective is more complicated because the objective really is to provide valuable information first and foremost. And from there, people will be enticed by the product or not. Now, I have 2 topics that I thought of for the value email. One is the power of fear of missing out, and the other is the 4 types of emails in a campaign and when to send them. And really, that would just be a meta description of everything that I've been talking about in this stream. So, you guys have a choice. We can either do number 1, number 2, or pick number 3. 1, 2, 3. So in the chat, hit 1, 2, or 3, and 3 is going to be a wild card. We're just going to kind of brainstorm together. But 1, 2, or 3 in the chat, and I'll go with whoever wants to see the most. Oh, lots of 3s. People don't like these particular topics. All right, 3 years rise. All right, so we need to brainstorm something that we're going to write about. If you guys really want 3, it's freaking ridiculous why you would want that. That's the stupidest thing ever. You guys made the wrong choice. But we're gonna do it. This is so dumb. All right. So let's think about some possible topics. We'll sort of brainstorm and whittle down from there. So when it comes to a Black Friday themed campaign, what are the elements that people want to learn? People want to learn about deadlines and what makes them work. That was going to be this, so we can't really write about that. People want to learn different kinds of emails. Can't really write about that. So with a Black Friday campaign, now we have to brainstorm a new topic. Value email. What do people want to learn? Well, let me just ask you guys. What do you guys want to learn? If you were to receive an email from... Oh, wait. Hold on. How many of these 3s are just one person spamming 3? I think to make my life easier, we should just go with this. How about that? Are you guys okay with that? If we're okay with that, 3ers for spamming, yeah, I think we're just going to roll with this then. Those dirty 3ers. Yeah, trying to disrupt. Like, honestly, that was very disruptive. I did this as a joke, and I was foisted by my own petard, as they say. Nobody actually says that anymore. All right. So we are going to put as our topic 4 types of emails, when to send them. Okay. The idea is that. And the action is the same. Get people to click. And the reader is the same as before. Okay. Insert horizontal line. Subject line. SSL. Now, before, all my spamming wasted just like that? Yes. So, subject lines. One of the things that I like to think about when it comes to subject lines is the desire that people have. Like, what makes people buy? And, there's the typical one that people sort of like over rely on, which is money. But people want things for all sorts of different reasons. And so, when it comes to the types of emails in the campaign, we can certainly do money. The first subject line that comes to my mind is like, okay, the 4 types of cash flow email you can send. 4 types of cash flow email you can send. 4 types of cash flow email. And when to send them. That'll be a good placeholder subject line. But Konstantinos, if you're still watching, really when it comes to subject lines, I do think about like what makes people tick, what makes people want to buy. Like, why would people want to pay attention to this particular piece of information or open this intriguing lift or what have you? And I think about like, okay, well, what is this? If I can tell people exactly what they're going to see, I can make it more interesting because ultimately, what are we doing? We're writing sales emails. So these are emails that generate cash flow. And then this is an extra additional benefit, information that people might want to know when to send them. So secret subject line or a secondary subject line. Let's do get good at these 4 types of emails to generate thousands from your list. And that is a promise that I'm perfectly comfortable with making because, as I showed you earlier on in the stream, these types of emails have been generating thousands of dollars for us. So the proof is in the pudding. Now, we need to think of like, can't use Dick for a value email. It doesn't work. Dicks are good for lifts and lifting people up. but the dick is not really good if you're trying to hold somebody's attention for a very long time. So, do we want to test a different promise for the second email? I don't know what you mean. Either way. So we have to think about how we're going to open this. And no, we don't want to test it. Like, again, my email list is too small to get good data from split testing or segmenting. So no point in doing it. So let's actually think about how we want to approach this. 4 types of cash flow email. Not going to be one of those people who tells you how to get rich by writing a few emails per week. That sort of gig is rare and exceptional, and most people that sort of gig is rare and exceptional. But that doesn't. But it is true that you can, 1, write emails, and 2, be paid well for them. So one of the first things I'm doing in this particular intro is just setting expectations, making the implied promise, making a direct promise here. The key is to just make it interesting and to keep people's interest, but also to set reasonable expectations so you're not captivating the interest of somebody that, is an idiot. Be paid well for them. The key getting paid. What most people say 99% of people do not realize, however, is that businesses do not What is it that people don't realize? People don't realize that, well, what are some of the things that people don't realize? Businesses don't just want one type of email, they want multiple types of emails. Businesses want people with versatility. Businesses want a lot of things. By the way, guys, this is how I actually write. Like it's slow. It's plodding. I don't use templates. I don't use structures. I think logically about like what would come best next. And this is the boring part of the stream where everybody starts to click off and be like, oh, this is the life. This is what a copywriter does. Just look at a blank screen and a blinking cursor and wonder. Let's see. What 99% of people do not realize, however, is that businesses, yes, businesses need email copy. And yes, and then squared, and yes, squared, copywriters can be paid by businesses to write email copy. By the way, when I do stuff like this, it's really just a personal stylistic thing. Yes, squared. You will, as you develop your own voice and your own writing style and you write enough, you will develop your own quirks and stylistic things. The key is less like specifically what quirk you are adding to stuff so much as the structure. Like, it is true that you can this. Yes, this is true. Yes, this is true. But guess what? Most businesses do not. So let's do that. Let's actually go along with this advice. Common misconceptions about email: that there's only one type of email that sells well. Common misconception is that you need to talk about the product. Common misconception is that you need to be direct. Common misconception: every email needs a hard sell. Do it now, the doors are closing. So yeah, the final thing that we're going to talk about is the deadline email, and that's going to be where we sell the hardest. What you want to do over the course of any sort of email sequence or any sort of campaign is sell harder the closer you are to the deadline, because that's when you're going to see the biggest results. But it is true that you can be paid well for emails. Usually comes after being in this game for a few years. Even people just starting out can be paid well for writing emails. Because let's be real for a moment. Businesses need email copy. It's true that people just starting out can be well for writing emails, because let's be real for a moment, businesses need email copy. For many online businesses, their email list is the most lucrative marketing channel they have. One study showed, and I forget the statistic. Is it like for every $1 invested into an email list, you get $38 back? Let's actually see if we can find that statistic. Email lists generate 38 times returns. Yep, there it is. Email marketing, $38 for every $1 spent. So we can use that stat to show that, in fact, for every $1 spent building an email list, businesses can generate 38 on average. It's 38. Let's see. And so, FYI, so in any sort of value-based email, one thing that I like to do and adhere to is, have one primary idea or one primary goal, which is to, and this is going to be to teach people about 4 different emails that they can use and utilize. The other thing you want to do is have one emotionally compelling fact, and then one like monetary, numerical, or quantifiable fact. And so in this lead, I'm sort of foregrounding the emotionally compelling fact, which is this-ish, possibly this. Can't get paid well for writing emails. And then that's, because that's also doubling as the promise. And then $1 spent building an email list, businesses generate $38 on average. And that's going to be our quantifiable fact that adds credence to what we're saying and makes it more specific. Sell against alternative, I guess, would be media buying. But honestly, I think that that's going to make this prefacing material a little bit too bloated. So I'll just have a little placeholder there for now, and we'll come back to it. In fact, for every $1 spent building an email business, generate $38 an hour average. But guess what? Most copywriters do not know what the heck they're doing with emails either. So in this particular email, I want to show you 4 specific types of emails that have been proven to generate massive cash flow for businesses selling online. That's good. All right, let's recap and start from the beginning. Look, I'm not going to be one of those people. Let's see if we can trim that down and make it more punchy. I'm not going to tell you I'm not going to tell you it's possible to get rich by writing a few emails per week. That sort of gig is rare and exceptional. It usually comes after being in the game for a few years. But it is true that even people just starting out can be paid well for writing email copy. Because let's be real for a moment, businesses need email copy. For many online businesses need it. That flows a little bit better. For many online businesses, their email list is the most lucrative marketing channel they have. In fact, for every $1 spent building an email list, businesses generate $38 on average. Here, I would sell against the alternative, Marcos's idea. I don't think we're going to do that. I think I just want to speed through and like get the introduction good. And then, because this is already going to be like everything that's visible above the fold of the email. So it's already going to be a little bit long. But guess what? Most businesses do not know what the heck they're doing with emails. Most copywriters do not know what the heck they're doing with emails either. So in this particular email, I'm going to show you. So in this email, I want to show you 4 specific types. So today, I want to show you 4 specific types of emails that have been proven to generate massive cash flow for businesses selling online. Let's start with the one email everyone is probably accustomed to. 1. And let's start with the graphical sales email. Here's what they commonly look like. You'll commonly see some provocative image at the top, sometimes capped with a specific deal, or GIF at the top, and I will challenge anyone to death if they want to pronounce it GIF, because that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Who pronounces it GIF? Do you give your child a gift for Christmas? GIF people annoy me. Sometimes capped with a specific deal. It is not GIF. What's the G? It's the G stands for graphic, doesn't it? GIF abbreviation. Graphics interchange format. It's not graphics. It's GIF. Yeah, only fools pronounce it GIF. Fools and peanut butter fans. All right. The product image on top sometimes comes with a specific deal. There's also typically a headline. Followed by a very brief section of copy before some sort of call to action in button 1. One thing I want to show you is this is good, but you have to understand how when this gets put into an email, let me show you. It's not going to be a single line. Like, it's good to have a single line per sentence because it's easy to read. Like, how do people read their emails? By staring at a light bulb, an LCD screen. So let's actually create this. Go in here, email blast. Let's just, use one of the templates that we used. Drafts, no, we'll do sent. This, use this template. Okay, delete. Now I'm going to copy paste in the thing that I was just writing because I want to show you. Look, when you're writing one line per paragraph, when you put it into an email, it actually becomes multiple lines per paragraph. So, and like anything beyond 3, you really slow down the reading process. And this is especially true for mobile. As you can see, we're pushing it here. So you want to be conscientious about your line length when you write, because again, it's hard to traverse on a screen. So look, I'm not going to tell you it's possible to get, and so this is something I do whenever I'm writing anything that's like longer. I'll reread from the beginning a lot and see if there's any opportunities to improve stuff. 4 types of cash flow email and when to send them. It's not a great subject line, but it's good enough. Get good at these 4 types of emails to generate thousands from your list. Look, I'm not going to tell you it's possible to get rich by writing a few emails per week. That sort of gig is rare and exceptional. It usually comes after being in this game for years. But it is true that even people just starting out can be paid well for writing email copy. Because, let's be real for a moment, businesses need it. For many online businesses, their email list is the most lucrative marketing channel they have. In fact, for every $1 spent building an email list, businesses generate $38 on average. But guess what? Most businesses do not know what the heck they're doing with emails. Most copywriters do not know what the heck they're doing with emails either. So today, I want to show you 4 specific types of emails that have been proven to generate massive cash flow for businesses selling online. Let's start with a type of email everyone is probably accustomed to: the graphical sales email. Almost every business on the planet sends this kind of email. Brand agencies especially love this kind of email. Since it gives them a reason to make and use fancy creative images. I feel like cash flow email is provocative and interesting and intriguing enough. It's still a placeholder. I don't love it, but it's still working for me. The graphical sales email. Almost every business on the planet sends this kind of email. Brand agencies love this kind of email since it gives them a reason to make and use fancy creative images. Especially common for e-commerce stores and information publishers who haven't yet learned that they shouldn't try to sell like an e-commerce brand. You'll commonly see some sort of provocative image or GIF at the top, sometimes capped with a specific deal. This image, sometimes called a hero image, is and sometimes called the creative. The creative as opposed to the copy. A bro promise. Oh no, we can't have those. Yeah, we'll go back to it. Or GIF on top, sometimes capped with a specific deal. This image is sometimes called image and sometimes called creative as opposed to the copy. Okay, we're teaching. There's also typically a headline followed by a brief section of copy before some sort of call to action and button form. Now, you should you should probably intuit sometimes there are additional images or bits of copy below that first CTA. Either showing more items from a business's catalog or business catalog or showing the benefits and features of the product being sold. Repetition legitimizes, don't forget. Either showing more items from business catalog or showing the benefits and features of the product being sold. Now, you should probably intuit something right away. These types of emails work better when you have some physical product to actually display. That's why they're popular among e-commerce stores and affiliate marketers. Don't have a physical product. Oftentimes, the creative just displays some nonsense image, graphic, or text emphasizing the deal. Many of these emails are fully templated within a email service provider or templates you can use in a free service like Canva. The key to making these sell well is to provide best deal possible. For a larger e-commerce brand, that usually just means highlighting different products in a catalog and seeing which ones tend to sell best. And to spell out the deal as succinctly and directly as possible. Okay. 1, the graphical sales email. Almost every business on the planet uses this kind of email. Brand agencies love this kind of email. Especially common in e-commerce stores and information publishers who haven't yet learned that they shouldn't try to sell like an e-commerce brand. They're especially common for e-commerce stores and information publishers who haven't yet learned that they shouldn't be trying to sell like an e-commerce brand. You'll commonly see some provocative image or GIF at the top, sometimes capped with a specific deal. This image is sometimes called a hero image and sometimes called the creative as opposed to the copy. And then here's an example. There's also typically a headline followed by a very brief section of copy before some sort of call to action and button form. We'll find additional images or bits of copy below that first CTA, either showing more items from a business's catalog or benefits and features the product being sold. Now, you should probably be into something right away. These types of emails work better when you have some sort of physical product to actually display. That's why they're popular among e-commerce stores and affiliate marketers. If you don't have a physical product, oftentimes the creative just displays some nonsense image, graphic, or text emphasizing a promotion or discount. It's silly, but it can work. Many of these emails are fully templated within an email service provider or templates you can use in a free service like Canva. The key to making these sell well is to provide the best deal possible and spell out the deal as succinctly and directly as possible. Bonus points. The image is there to capture attention and attach notions you want your prospect to have in their head when they think about your product. Can easily charge anywhere from $20 to $50 per email for this type. And you can get images from if business does not have images you can edit for the email, you can use a stock image site. Okay. Let's reread that section. What's our type of business and plan sends a kind of email. Brand agencies love this kind of email. They're especially common for e-commerce stores. This is already getting a little bit long, but I think that's kind of the point. So let's look for opportunities. Yeah, 470 words so far. We want to keep this around 1,000. So let's look for opportunities to edit. Frankly, neither do most copywriters. Yeah, that's a small change. Unfiltered copy. Let's get rid of this paragraph. The image does the work. That means these work better. work better when the creative captures the notions prospect desires. Well, and when the discount clearly spells out a good deal. This feels too abstract, so I'm going to replace it. Some live editing and revising for you. This is the content that people wanted. Yeah. I think this reads a little bit better without that information. It's already giving enough value. Okay. I think that section is good. Did have to delete like 150 words from that, but it's all right. Such is the business. 2. And we are going to talk about value email. Okay. The editorial email. I feel like that should come last. 2. The lift. Everyone always asks what a lift email is. Answer is simple. If a sales email has copy or creative that tries to sell or persuade a prospect before asking for the click, then it is typically a sales email. But if the email is just linking to a page that has a sales argument on it, it often doesn't make sense to recapitulate the same information in the email as well. And often this kills conversions. Because you suck all the persuasive power and intrigue out of the sales message you're linking to. So what's a girl to do? Tease what's on the page. All right, let's reread this. 2, the lift. Everyone always asks what a lift email is. The answer is simple. And then let's use an example from here. Jeff Nippert also does a lot of Black Friday stuff. And again, the image does the heavy lifting, pun intended. Let's see. But yeah, if you're going to write for e-commerce, like learn how to write graphical emails. But really, like what you want to learn is also how to do the graphical and design bits. Built arrives in 36 hours. Interesting. This is a lift. Black Friday sale. Easy. Your face tomorrow. Our Black Ops team will be carving away. Our pricing to bring you a 50% on all your membership tiers for Black Friday. That lift sucks. That's a shitty email. This is a good one. We'll just run with this. It's too direct, though. Let's find one that's a little less direct. I think if we do this is a good lift. Yeah, look at this. Dear reader, this orb represents the largest untapped energy source in the world. And although this energy source is unknown by 99% of the public, it makes gas, coal, oil, wind, hydropower, solar fusion. It makes them all look small fry. Untapped resource in the U.S. alone provides 5 times as much power as the largest oil field on Earth. I'm pretty sure it's hydrogen. Love it. I love that kind of copy, but that is what I write professionally. So let's use this as our example of a lift. You can see an example of that down below. This orb represents the largest untapped energy source in the world. That's all a D. That's disruption. Although this energy source, it's not actually teaching anything. It's not actually revealing anything. It's all teasing. And this resource is about to be unleashed in the world like never before with the help of one tiny Silicon Valley company. It's all teasing. You see, they've discovered how to do this. Breakthrough means this tiny Silicon Valley company is sitting on $1 trillion energy reserve, and their revenues are exploding as a result. Again, the whole point is to build intrigue, to build yearning, I gotta know what this is in order to get people to click. Shorter is typically better than longer. And the structure you most commonly see for these is DIC, or disrupt, intrigue, click. Get attention, build fascination using as many specific details as possible, then ask for the click. Can earn $20 to $50 or more for these kinds of emails. In the past, I've also paid a $250 bonus for writers who got above a 20% click-through rate. Also, so at least one sale. Will this doc be available after the live stream? Yes, to patreon.com/thecopythatshow subscribers. As I said earlier in this stream. Okay, let's do a quick reread. We'll go from the top, see how it's flowing. Look, I'm not going to tell you it's possible to get rich by writing a few emails per week. That sort of gig is rare and exceptional. It usually comes after being in this game for years, but it is true that even people just starting out can be paid well for writing email copy because, let's be real for a moment, businesses need it. For many online businesses, their email list is the most lucrative marketing channel they have. In fact, for every $1 spent on an email list, businesses generate $38 on average. But guess what? Most businesses do not know what the heck they are doing with their emails. Most copywriters do not know what the heck they're doing with their emails either. So today I want to show you 4 specific, I don't seem to be focusing on this. This really needs to go. So today I want to show you 4 specific types of emails that have been proven to generate massive cash flow for businesses selling online. Let's start with the type of email everyone is probably accustomed to. The graphical sales email. Almost every business on the planet sends this kind of email. Brand agencies love this kind of email. They're especially common for e-commerce stores and information publishers who haven't learned that they shouldn't be trying to sell like an e-commerce brand. You commonly see some provocative image or GIF at the top, sometimes capped with a specific deal. Here, so to keep the format here, like who uses these, I'm going to use that at the top, the lift. Not giving away too much, and then ask a person to click or lift onto the page, and then down below. Let's see. These types of emails are most common for information publishers, coaching programs, or other kinds of products frequently sold with long form copy or VSLs. Information, which the sales page or VSL then provides. Here, the structure you most commonly see for these is DIC, or disrupt entry, click, get attention, build fascination using as many specific details as possible, and then ask for the click. You can earn $20 to $50 for these kinds of emails. In the past, also paid a $250 bonus for writers who got above a 20% click-through rate and also at least one sale. It's also, while graphical emails are often purchased, it is much more common to see retainers offered to people who know how to write these emails well. It is the simplest one. Email is the simplest one to understand, but the hardest one to sell well. Often they generate the worst sales of all different kinds of emails. If you have a business or an email list that requires any that offers or shares information, then value emails serve to provide a nugget of information as well as a little bit of infotainment to keep people coming back, opening and reading. Daniel Russell and Tarzan K are masters, and Ben Settle, masters of this kind of email. Long can't view an example except to say this email is an example. To a good So often they generate the worst sales of all the different kinds of emails. They're still worth doing. And value emails serve to provide a nugget of information as well as a little bit of infotainment to keep people opening and reading. Throssell and Tarzan K and Ben Settle are masters of this kind of email. I send them because if you just send promotional emails every single day, you will end up in the promotional or spam folder. If people actually read your emails, however, they will be more likely to receive and be receptive to your marketing messages. Also, bonus, value emails work really well when reposted to other social media platforms. So you're able to hit multiple birds with the same stone and market the same content to many groups of people. So what I'm mentioning here is actually something that I teased at the beginning of this. So also bonus, value emails work really well when we posted to other social media platforms or blogs. So you're able to hit multiple birds with the same stone and market with the same content to multiple groups of people. Now, I actually want to show you an example of that because we're going to do that. So in this same document, let's scroll back here. I had the second, or was this the third email of the campaign? Why gurus charge $499 for their courses? Understand this in the world's wallets open up to you. I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put this as a YouTube community post. This was an email that I sent out. And so for every email that I sent out for this campaign, the value emails anyway, I've been posting it as a community post so that people can learn stuff and benefit from it. So I want to do that again. And here's the cool thing about value emails. They work really well as value posts too. And oftentimes, if you have a value-based email that works really well in one context, it will work well in another as well. So let's get that into the community post. Okay. After you read this, I doubt you'll ever think about business or copywriting the same way again. At the very least, you'll get a greater understanding of why so many courses cost so much. I have to warn you to understand. Throw some numbers at you. Try best to follow along. So all I'm doing right now is copy pasting yesterday's email into a YouTube community post. Why do twice the work? No. Formatting. It's the bane of my existence. Formatting. Why do I have to do this? Formatting. It's really freaking dumb. Formatting. I'm not having any fun. Can't imagine that anybody is. Can't imagine why anybody's watching this. Can't imagine how this is valuable at all. But this is what marketing and copy involves. I'm going insane. All right, here's the fun thing I've learned about posting on YouTube. Okay. Is that the formatting, I'm going to have to go in and change the formatting after I post it. There's just no, in the normal use, there's just no way to do it in a way that it makes it look good. All right, coaching, but relation to that. I designed it to help marketers answer the too much sort of campaign. Exactly what you need. We need to price the price of that and what metrics you need to hit. Honestly, it's one of the reasons why we're eventually going to increase the cost of the auto. It's like pricing a Ferrari so low that a 16-year-old can buy it. And trust me, you don't ever want to let a 16-year-old drive a Ferrari. That's true. Based on this, you might be asking, is this an elaborate funnel? Am I going to buy a copy of that Black Friday bundle and then suddenly see an upsell for coaching or mentorship for $5,000? The answer is no. It's currently only back on product, and we price in such a way to actually discourage movies from buying it. The reason price will eventually go up. But listen, this week and this week alone, our bundle, and then that, and then that, and that. Okay. And YouTube, very helpfully, I'm being sarcastic, doesn't have a preview feature. So we just kind of have to post this. Hope for the best. We went through it. All right. Let's look at this. All right, yeah, see how all the spacing is messed up? So now I have to go in and do it again. I'm sure there's a better way to do this. I have not found it yet. If anybody out there knows, let me know. Hey, look at that. Post. And we fixed the formatting. We got an email that doubled as an email and as a post. There we go. All right. Valuable, valuable, valuable. All right. Yeah, it's looking good. All right. So that officially checks off the other thing that I was going to do today. So let's see. We've talked about that. And we've talked about this. How to research and prep. We talked about that. So format, text, strike through, how to swipe. Showed you guys how to do that. Maybe we'll do that again because I don't feel like thinking anymore. How to send an email. We did that. And how to double dip. I just showed you guys how to do that. Look at that. We've hit everything that we were trying to do. We're almost done with this. Here. Let's do this. Here. Let's try this. The value email, the editorial email. This type of email is the simplest one to understand, but often they generate the worst sales of all the different kinds of emails. We're going to try something really quick. They're still worth sending in certain circumstances, however. If you have a business or an email list that offers or shares information, then value emails serve to provide a nugget of information as well as a little bit of infotainment to keep people opening and reading. Now, there are also Tarzan Sotos or masters of this kind of email, but since they are long, I can't show you an example except to say this email itself, an example, is itself an example. Why send them? Because if you just send promotional emails every single day, you will end up in the promotional spam folder. If people actually read your emails, however, they'll be more likely to receive and be receptive to your marketing messages. Also, bonus, value emails work really well when reposted to other social media platforms or blogs, so you're able to hit multiple birds with the same stone. Okay, that's a section on why and like the type of email. That is the section on value emails. Let's go to OpenAI. All right. Now, okay, let's look at this in the context of an email describing to a list of copywriters and marketers. Provide a section describing what the value email, or otherwise known as the editorial email, is. Talk about the benefits and hidden benefits of writing them, and generally write in a simple way such that people immediately understand why they're an important piece of copy in anyone's arsenal. I'm going to copy that. We're going to go to GPT-4. Okay, so we're going to have ChatGPT rewrite us that section. Now, I just read through what I wrote without any prompting. All right, here's what ChatGPT wrote. A value email is a type of email content focused not just on selling, but on providing real, tangible value to the reader. It can take many forms: informative articles, industry insights, practical tips, even entertaining content. The core idea is to offer something beneficial without immediately asking for something in return. Why are value emails important? 1. Building trust and credibility. By sharing valuable content, we establish ourselves as knowledgeable and trustworthy. 2. Enhancing engagement. Value emails are more likely to be open, read, and shared. They keep our audience engaged and looking forward to our communications, rather than just seeing us as another sales pitch in their inbox. Again, it's saying the same stuff that I said, but I said it in a way that's better. So let's press on. Long-term relationships. These emails help in nurturing long-term relationships with our customers. They feel valued and understood, which fosters loyalty and can lead to repeat businesses and referrals. This, honest to God, this reads like a freaking technical manual for like a, oh God, it's just awful. Hidden benefits, SEO boost. Sharing these emails on our website, that's what I said, as a blog, can improve our search engine rankings, as they often contain keywords and valuable content. Market research. The feedback and interactions from these emails provide insights into our audience's interests and needs. Networking. Sharing expert content can attract attention from industry peers. In essence, value emails are a strategic way to offer more than just a product or service. They allow us to contribute meaningfully to our audience's lives. As copywriters and marketers, mastering this tool can significantly enhance our ability. It's just so sterile. It's so boring and sterile. I hate it. It's awful. Compare that to this, which basically says all the same stuff and isn't boring as hell, and also required fewer words. That's why I don't use AI anywhere in the writing process. Like, one, if I wanted to know this stuff, well, I already knew this stuff. So I just wrote it. And so, like, that wouldn't have helped me. Like, here, write it in such a way that you sound less like a fucking tool. Now let's read it again. It's the same thing, but less like a tool. But is it really? Think of a value email like a cool blog post that lands in your inbox. It's not just selling stuff, it's about giving your readers something genuinely useful or interesting. Could be tips, or insights, or just something fun and relevant. Why bother with these? Well, trust is key. Like, again, it's just such garbage. It's garbage. Ugh. Yuck. Anywho. So I, arrogant as I am, think this is just better. It's just better. And the reason why it's better is because I'm thinking about the context. I'm thinking about it in the terms of like what people need to learn based on what I understand of my audience and people. For example, like ChatGPT, probably not going to recommend you look up Dan Throssell, Tarzan Kane, Ben Settle. Like, without prompt, like unless you specifically prompted it to give that piece of advice. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where it was just faster and better to write it this way, like without ChatGPT. So, actually earn quite a bit for writing these kinds of emails, but usually they are reserved for staff writers, people working in-house, or people on a regular retainer. The reason why is because often these emails subtly communicate or cohere with a business's tone or broader messaging, and freelancers are notoriously terrible at capturing these things, since simply they are not in the business's culture. The deadline email. All good things come to an end. The movie Amelie. What are other good things that come to an end? Movie Amelie. A tasty churro. Your brilliant marketing campaign. Of my career, I didn't want to believe that deadlines worked. Certainly not one deadline after another, week after week. And yet, here I am, hat in hand and bile in my mouth, telling you that yes, deadlines always work. I already have a movie in there, though. A better movie than Harry Potter or Star Wars. So there was one study that compiled the results of split tests. There's one study that compiled the results of 6,780 split tests. So just for reference, I'm pulling this statistic out of Robert Cialdini's Influence. I found a statistic earlier when I was doing some preliminary research on FOMO and like deadline emails, and found a passage where it talked about this, what I'm writing right now. So maybe split tests. Researchers evaluated 29 features of the copy and marketing messages from, let's see, from button placement to tone. Here are the top 3 features that produced the most sales most consistently. Scarcity, highlighting products low in stock. Social proof, testimonials and describing trending items. Urgency, time limits, deadlines, countdown timers. A deadline email allows you to hit both the scarcity button and the urgency button. Because the promotion or product you're selling is ending, it appears. Or because you're no longer selling a product, it appears scarce. Because you are putting a firm time limit for people to take action, they are urged to do so. And then let's see if we can find a good example of a deadline email. Open for a new 24-hour deal, 17 days till Black Friday. So if you guys want some great graphical style emails, sign up for emails from like government.com or JM Bullion, like any sort of gold or silver stuff. Because like, look at this. A 0.5 gram gold gingerbread man? Like, who would want this? Idiots would want this. That's why I want it. It's so dumb looking. This is so stupid. Oh, man. I love it. But yeah, this stuff sells really well. No, not seeing a whole lot of good deadline emails in my immediate vicinity. This, by the way, also is going to be you. When you're writing, you're just going to have a ton of emails to go through and hopefully a more organized swipe file than I have. And you're going to end up like being like, hey, just poke a 3. Boop, 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 boop. What would be a good swipe for this? What would be a good swipe for this? Where can I draw inspiration from this? And so on and so on and so forth. So more of a sales email. Guys, if you need a good person to follow when it comes to like email copy, Chris Orzakowski is also really, really good. Tax Act. Look at this, a graphical email for Tax Act. Didn't I tell you that like a lot of businesses were just doing this stupid kind of email? It's just nonsense. One cool thing that they've started doing, and this Mr. Beast does this too, is like actually have like coded like interactive emails. That's pretty neat. Have a lot in common with Lyft emails, but the emphasis angle you're taking is less about intrigue and more about compelling, direct, and immediate action. You want in these types of emails to make people feel like if they don't finally buy the product you're selling, that they will miss out forever. Ideally, you want this to these will work better, of course, if your customers know that you're telling the truth. Are you guys ready? We're about to make an epic transition. So here in this section for the deadline email, all good things come to an end. The movie Amelie Tastes Churro, your brilliant marketing campaign. In the beginning of my career, I didn't want to believe the deadlines worked, certainly not one deadline after another, week after week. And yet here I am, hat in hand, bile in my mouth, telling you that yes, deadlines always work. There was one study that compiled the results of 6,700 A/B split tests. Researchers evaluated 29 features of copy and marketing messages, from button placement to tone. Here are the top 3 features that produce the most sales most consistently: scarcity, social proof, and urgency. A deadline email allows you to hit both the scarcity button and the urgency button. Because the promotion is ending or because you're no longer going to be selling a product, it appears scarce. Because you are putting a firm time limit on people to take action, they are urged to do so. These have a lot in common with lift emails, but the angle you're taking is less about intrigue and more about compelling, direct, and immediate action. You want in these types of emails to make people feel like if they don't finally buy the product you're selling, that they will miss out forever. This will work better, of course, if your customers know that you're telling the truth. Are you ready for an epic pivot, an epic transition? For example, long-time fans of Copy That know that most of our previous promotional campaigns have been price hike campaigns. We announce that a product is going up in price at a certain date, and people have a chance to take action. Before that deadline. To this day, we have never discounted anything that we've raised the price on. And that's going to be true of the products of one of the courses in Copy That's Black Friday bundle. So do you guys see what I did here? So in describing the deadline email, what it's for, how to take action, I'm transitioning into a sales pitch. I'm actually showing like, hey, like I'm using our own business and what we are planning on doing on Friday to actually illustrate the concept that I'm talking about. Very meta. I love it. That's going to be true of the courses of the Black Friday's bundle soon. And then I'm going to link that. Let's see. Certain date, and people have a chance to take action before that deadline. To this day, we have never discounted anything that we've raised the price on. That's going to be true of the course in the bundle soon. This Friday will be the last opportunity anyone has to secure access to our 2 advanced courses for prices this low. For such a low price. I know that most of our previous, promotional kind of price hike campaigns, we announced that people have a chance to take action before that deadline. To this day, we've never discounted anything that we've raised the price on. That's going to be true of one of the courses in Copy That's soon. That's probably the last, and it has to secure access to our 2 events for such a low price. And if we ever do a bundle offer again in the future, it certainly won't be as heavily as cheap as it is for this week only. You'll be receiving an example of a deadline email from me soon enough. But if you don't want to wait to take advantage of our Black Friday bundle, Click here to see the details about this offer. Okay, link, and I think I had one link up top in a very cheeky way. Yeah, like this one. That's 3 links. That's, for me, that's my optimal number. I think, guys, I think that's an email. Okay, subject line. And this is, I think this is the end of our value email, and then we'll do the deadline email, and that's it. Okay, 4 types of cash flow email. 4 types of email copywriters can sell. Feels a little weak. ChatGPT, give me 20 possible subject lines for an email that reveals 4 types of email that copywriters can get paid for. Here are 20 catchy subject lines for an email that reveals 4 types of emails copywriters can get paid for. Rocket ship unveiled 4 email types that can boost your income. Bulb, discover 4 lucrative email types for copywriters. Money mouth, copywriters get paid more with these 4 email types. Popper emoji, copywriting gold, 4 email types that pay off. Oh my God, these are just terrible. Oh, just awful. All of these are awful. Write 20 more, but make them less awful. Professional insight, 4 email formats that pay well. Jesus Christ. Get paid more. Master these 4 types of profitable emails. Craft winning emails, 4. 4 types that guarantee better pay. The profitable 4 email types that enhance your career. God, this is just, it's just so, this is garbage. This is fucking terrible. Copywriting success, 4 email formats to focus on. We're going with my gut. 4 cash flow email formats. There you go. 4 cash flow email formats and how to use them. There you go. That's a better subject line than the 40 that ChatGPT just produced. Ooh, look at you. Oh, that's good. That's good. 4 proven cash flow email formats and how to use them. Yeah, that's it. That's the one, baby. All right. We're going to do a final proofread and edit, look for things to cut, and then we're going to send it, and then we're going to do our deadline email, and then I'll be done with every single email for this week's campaign. We will have done it in one single 4-hour session, most of which was just me goofing off. Look, I'm not going to tell you it's possible to get rich by writing a few emails per week. That sort of gig is rare and exceptional. It usually comes after being in this game for years. But it is true that even people just starting out can get paid well for writing email copy, because let's be real, for a moment, businesses need it. No, they don't. So today, with the 4 types, okay, or the business is selling online. Let's start on the probably accustomed to graphical sales email. Almost every business on the planet sends this kind of email, and brand agencies love this kind of email. Especially common for e-commerce stores, information publishers. You'll commonly see some product image that gives a ton of this deal. Image. Now you should probably intuit something right away. So do the work. That's why they're affiliate marketers. Many of these emails are fully templated. The lift. Everyone always asks what a lift is. The answer is simple. The sales email has copy or creative. Probably before asking for the click. This typically, but the email is linking to a page that has a sales argument in it, like this one, it often doesn't make sense to have the same information in the email as well. And often this kills conversions because you suck all the persuasive power and intrigue out of the sales message you're linking to. So what's a goal to do? Tease in the email without giving away too much, and then ask a person to click to lift onto the sales page. You can see an example of that down below. These types of emails are most common for information publishers, coaches, or other kinds of products frequently sold with long-form copy or VSLs. The whole point of an email like this is to build intrigue, fascination, yearning for more information, which the sales page or VSL then provides. Shorter is typically better than longer here. The structure you most commonly see for these is DIC, get attention, build fascination, using as many specific details as possible, and then ask for the click. You can earn 2050. In the past, I've paid 250 bonus for writers that got above 20, at least one sale. This is true. There are several people who can vouch for this. I have paid them this to write emails for me. It is much more common to see retainers offered to people who know how to write these emails well than other types of emails. I'm experiencing semantic satiation, the point where I've said the word emails so much that it has lost all meaning to me. The value email, aka the editorial email. This type of email is the simplest one to understand, but often they generate the worst sales of all the different kinds of emails. They're still worth sending in certain circumstances, however. If you have a business or an email list that offers or shares information, then value emails serve to provide a nugget of information as well as a little bit of infotainment to keep people opening and reading. Daniel Throstle, Tarzan K, and Ben Settle are masters of this kind of email, but since they are long, I can't show you an example except to say this email is itself an example. Why send them? Because if you just send promotional emails every single day, you will end up in the promotional or spam folder. If people actually read your emails, however, they will be more likely to receive and be receptive to your marketing messages. Also, bonus value emails work really well when reposted to other social media platforms or blogs, so you're able to hit multiple birds with the same stone and market with the same content to many groups of people. You can actually earn quite a bit writing these kinds of emails, but usually they are reserved for staff writers, people working in-house, or people on a regular retainer. That's because often these emails subtly communicate or cohere with a business's tone or broader messaging, and freelancers are notoriously terrible at capturing these things, since simply they are not in the business's culture. The deadline email. All good things come to an end. The movie Amelie, A Tasty Churro, your brilliant marketing campaign. In the beginning of my career, I didn't want to believe that deadlines worked, certainly not one deadline after another, week after week, and yet here I am, hat in hand and bile in my mouth, telling you that yes, deadlines always work. There was one study that compiled the results of 6,700 A/B split tests. Researchers evaluated 29 features of copy and marketing messages from button placement to tone. Here are the top 3 features that produce the most sales most consistently. Scarcity, social proof, urgency. Deadline email allows you to hit both the scarcity button and the urgency button because the promotion is ending or because you're no longer going to be selling a product. It appears scarce. Because you are putting because these have a lot in common with lift emails, but the angle you're taking is less about intrigue and more about compelling, direct, and immediate action. You want in these types of emails to make people feel like that if they don't buy the product you're selling, they will miss out forever. This works better, of course, if your customers know that you're telling the truth. For example, longtime fans of Copy That know that most of our previous promotional campaigns have been price hike campaigns. We announce that a product is going up in price at a certain date, and people have the chance to take action before that deadline. To this day, we have never discounted anything that we've raised the price on. It's true. And that's going to be true of the courses in Copy That's Black Friday bundle soon. This Friday will be the last opportunity anyone has to secure access to our 2 advanced courses for such a low price. If we ever do a bundle again in the future, it certainly won't be as cheap as it is for this week only. You'll be receiving an example of a deadline email from me soon enough. But if you don't want to wait to take advantage of our Black Friday bundle, click here to see the details about this offer. In the meantime, start signing up for email lists and keeping a collection of these and other types of emails so that you have plenty of inspiration to draw from when you writing for your clients. I'm going to break this up so that it's a little bit choppier, a little bit more succinct. Use the grammatical imperative, keep a collection of these and other types of emails so that you have plenty of inspiration to draw from when you're writing for your clients. If you notice that clients aren't using types of emails, or if they're misusing them, that's an opportunity for you to step in and show what kind of value you can deliver to them. Email. Sound good? Great. The email I'm sending you tomorrow is the stupidest, dumbest one of this entire campaign, and I sincerely regret writing it. Sending it to you. See you then. Sean. I didn't immediately see anything that I wanted to cut. I'm sure if I worried about it for like another 3 hours, I could find other stuff to do. But I think this is an email. What do you say we schedule it or just send it? Let's create something. Create. Email blast. Sent. This one. All right. And we will copy that. Hey, I said the words. Let's get rid of the ChatGPT ones. Okay. Yes, use this template. All right. Only format anything there. And just to break up the monotony of this, we'll bold some stuff. So I'll bold that. Yeah, it's this. And that becomes medium heading, image box, text box. Okay, spacing, small. Make that. Also medium heading. Frankly, terrible. All right, good enough. The spacing is all wonky. Like, if you're a new copywriter, you're going to be tempted to like be really finicky about formatting and design and stuff like that and trying to get things perfect. And nothing is ever going to be perfect. And so you just have to sort of like settle in life for the battles that you can actually win and the things that are actually worth caring about. Because listen, anybody that didn't buy your product because the kerning of something was a little off, you didn't want them as a customer. They would have been a miserable customer for you. So don't even worry about it. Paragraph, medium heading, deadline email. That's bolded. That's bolded. That's not bolded. Let's bold it. Bold. Yeah, man. Just focus on what you can control. You know, if you're young, there's very little you can control. So get real good at sort of going with the flow and doing your own little thing on the side when nobody's looking. I love how meta this email got, like, and how smooth the transition to the actual push was. Like, I feel like this actually gave good value, taught people some stuff, gave stuff for people to think about, and ultimately ended with, I think, a strong, compelling reason to take action. This is a sign off that I used to do, like the final transition I used to do my DIY wealth emails. Really haven't done that in a long time. I can do a whole spiel about P.S.es, but there are two big reasons to have a P.S. Maybe three. One is if what you have in the P.S. would violate the rule of one of the email, as in like it's a different idea or a different angle or a different thing altogether. Just throw it into the P.S. if it's like really important for you to mention either about the product or like some other detail about a promotion that you're actually putting out there. The other thing to think about with P.S.es, and I mean, P.S. like postscript. Here's another thing. Another reason to include them is if you have something in the headline or the subject line that isn't really addressed in the email itself, but warrants like actually like teasing out or spelling out. I got that from Jake Hoffberg, and that's worked really well for me as well, where you can have like almost like a subject line and a text in the email is like almost disconnected, but it's in the PS where like you finally tie it back to the subject line. It's pretty good. And then PSs like are also really good for adding in like a sprinkling of urgency or scarcity that was not there before. But this, I'm literally talking about scarcity in this particular section, so I don't really need to do that. I can hear my daughter in the distance screaming like a banshee. She's either upset or she's happy. With children, you never know. Like this one. Okay, I want to link that. Copy that. Haha, I said the thing. I will be watching shows now, and people will say, like, copy that. And I'll be like, hey, he said it. He said the thing. And again, it's a soft push. It's a soft push. Value emails, you want to do a soft push because, it's the main objective in a value email is to deliver value, to write editorial, to provide information and infotainment. The secondary, thing is to include admin links, little pushes to a promotion. And this is going to be of value to people. So let's actually test it and then send it. Okay, for proven cash flow email formats and how to use them. And then get good at these 4 tips in thousands from your list. Okay, unique recipients. We got that. Schedule immediately. Okay, and this is what the email looks like in my inbox. I need to link the images for sure. Yeah. Boop. Boop. We proofed it. We edited it. It gives good information. It is certainly good enough to go out. And for having sat here and written, gosh, how long was that email? Like 1,000 words long? And I did that in what? Like an hour? Not too terrible. Not too shabs. All right, let's send it. Oh, after we fix this. Oh, has the correct link. Good. I think this is ready to go. It's like a Republica song. Who here has been thinking as much about the band Republica as me? Probably nobody. All right, I think we're good. I think that's an email. Send to recipients. Send. Guys, if you're on the copy that email list, you just got an email. All right. Watch, everybody watching is just like, oh, I've already seen this. Unsubscribe. All right. Last one. So the final one that we're going to do is a deadline email. And I'm going to do it in this, in Google Docs, just so that you guys can see the process. But it's really simple. And you can find templates for it, but you don't really need one. You just need to make a clear articulation of why people need to take action now. And if you can do that, you've done a good job. Deal ends now. Let's go with a different angle. So I've been doing a lot of previously I've done some deal heavy stuff. And the angle I'm going to use for this subject line is more about FOMO, things I'm pulling away. If you haven't purchased yet, a few hours left to act. Lock in the best price. Challenge, throwing a Republica big idea into this email. Well, that's not a big idea, but hope you're ready to go, my friend. There, done. Ready to go. Yeah, there you go. There's your Republica reference right there. If you haven't purchased yet, you only have a few hours left to lock in the best price you can. Lock in lifetime access to our advanced courses at the best possible price. Hate to be pushy, but Now's the time to act. You're still interested in this deal. Yeah, that's the purpose of this kind of email. We're trying to get people to make a hard decision, like by giving them a finite reason. Do I want to send them to the order form or do I want to send them to the sales page? To get the details, but don't take too long to decide. I've set the order form to expire. I hope you're ready to go, my friend, because the Copy That Black Friday bundle deal ends tonight. If you haven't purchased yet, you only have a few hours left to lock in lifetime access to all of our advanced courses at the best possible price. I hate to be pushy, but now's the time to act if you're interested in this deal. Click here to get the details, but don't take too long to decide. I set the order form to expire at exactly midnight. Don't miss out. Okay. There we go. Let's make that a link too. Okay. I think that's an email, guys. I think that's a deadline email. Sorry to take this from you. I hope you're ready to go, my friend, because the Copy That Black Friday bundle ends tonight. If you haven't purchased yet, you only have a few hours left to lock in lifetime access to all of our advanced courses at the best possible price. I hate to be pushy, but now's the time to act if you're interested in this deal. Click here to see what's included, but don't take too long to decide. I've set the order form to expire at exactly midnight. Don't miss out. Sean. Yeah. Midnight Eastern time. Don't miss out. And again, like you guys, as you progress in your career, you're going to discover something. You're going to work on a piece of copy and you're going to reread it and you're going to be like, well, I can change that sentence. Oh, I can punch that up. Oh, I can change that word. I can optimize that. And like 90% of that isn't going to give you really good results. The things that you want to really worry about and be finicky with is like the quality of your ideas, how powerfully they're articulated, how emotional your language is, like the types of proof that you show, things like that. Really like swapping out something entirely is going to give you more interesting data than changing a word here or there. And really, you can get away with like a lot of suboptimal line by line copy and still sell very well. It just depends on the subtext of and like the larger message that you're communicating. And these are things that you'll just discover in time. I'm old, so I can, be lazy about stuff, but you're young, so be finicky. All right, let's do it. We're going to schedule this email. Blast. Sent. We're going to use this template again. Hope you're ready to go, my friend. Because the Copy That Black Friday bundle deal ends tonight. I hate to be pushy. Also, BT Dub, if you are submitting a Google Doc or a Word doc to marketers, oftentimes it's a good idea to not highlight, but have the color of the text be the links and tell people in your top material, like, this is the text that I want to be linked. And by doing it this way, it clearly communicates without you having to waste a lot of time explaining stuff, what words you want to be linked, because you can just show them it. So that's a little tipperoonie for working with clients and people who design your emails. Okay, that internal links. Yeah, if I were linking to an actual website, works. But I'm linking to an external site. Internal links are really good for SEO, FYI. And lifetime access at the best possible price. There you go. Okay. Okay. All right, guys, I think that's a good deadline email. Look at that. It says, hey, there's a deadline. You should act on it. This is the end. My only friend, the end. Any Doors fans out there tonight? No, just me. Nobody's really into Apocalypse Now. 8:15 p.m. seems like a good time to send this. Let's do it. All right. Hold on. I remember to do this. Guys, over the course of the last 5 hours, I have taught you about 4 different types of emails. I've shown you why it is worth getting good at emails and why it's worth learning. I've also shown you how to think about emails and how to sequence them and like when you want to send some but not others and when you want to send others but not some. Uh, I've shown you how you can like double dip and like turn your value emails into social media posts so that you're on multiple platforms. I've explained like the value and like how to approach these emails well. I've shown you how to swipe stuff. And by golly, by gum, not only have I been also talking you through like how to deliver copy to clients, I've also been showing you how emails actually go out. Hmm. Hmm. I have a feeling, I have a sensation, I have an inkling that this might have been a valuable stream. And schedule a campaign. November 24th, 8:15 p.m. It will go out to this many people. Schedule. All right. And then this is the email that I just sent out. And already, as you can see, like a lot of people have opened it. I'm pretty sure that's just proxy servers. And then 3% of people have clicked it. This I'm going to leave free. I'm going to leave it up because, listen, in all sincerity, I should not leave it up live because I did show other people's email addresses. But we are going to download it, we're going to edit it, and then we're going to release it on the main channel as an email writing masterclass thing. Good reference. Do I recommend Squarespace? I recommend it if you enjoy being frustrated and heavily limited by it, but it's also cheap and it gets the job done. So there you go. Yep, someone unsubbed. It's what I was saying earlier today, which is like if you go from sending people an email once a week to suddenly sending an email once a day, people are going to unsub. And that's fine. You know, obviously I don't want to be talking to those people anyway. It's fine. They didn't copy that. It's so dumb. That's so stupid. All right, guys, as you can see, we've written 4 different kinds of emails for 4 different purposes and porpoises even. And tomorrow people are going to get a really stupid email. And then yeah, then we're going to have a lift and a deadline email going out on Friday. That's a full campaign. That's pretty much it. And then this is going to do the heavy lifting and yeah, I might edit and change this. Like on Friday, I might change this to like this offer expires tonight at midnight. So that was an email writing masterclass. Was it a masterclass? It might have been a masterclass. It was me writing emails for however long that was and talking about emails and stuff like that. If you like me talking about and writing emails, we have other videos about email copywriting. We also have several things in patreon.com/the copy that show that allow you to learn how to write emails more gooder and do stuff that allows you to get paid money. There's a masterclass on email sequences. There's a masterclass on like, how to write emails well. And ultimately, yeah, if you're interested in that sort of thing, we have that content. But ultimately, hopefully, this video is going to sort of like be the capstone on our little trifecta of free email writing videos and give you a sense of what you need to do to actually do this well, from soup to nuts. And that's it. That's the end of the video. I'm sure that we'll have some other video that you can click and link to here when this is eventually edited. That's the end. I'm also going to end the stream. I really hope that everybody learned something. I hope that everybody was mildly aroused, but not too aroused. I'm watching you. I hope that everybody had a good time, had a few laughs along the way. And ultimately, I hope you all have a wonderful night and a good week. And I will see you soon. Goodbye.